cannot breathe, I can't see, I can't look in between. I cannot breathe, I can't see, I can't look in between.
Jag kan inte andas när jag ser hur du går iväg. Jag kan inte andas när jag ser hur du går iväg. Går iväg.
I cannot breathe,
Jag kan
cannot see,
inte
cannot breathe.
andas när jag
Cannot breathe,
Jag kan
cannot see,
inte
cannot breathe.
när du går iväg.
Cannot see.
Spick Span Show!
Hey, what up, everybody? Look
Yo,
at that,
yo.
smooth. How's it going? Welcome to Tuesday, another awesome edition of the Spick Span Show live here on YouTube.
We're back.
Come on, let's go. I think that intro right there, the way that the sound went off, and then the music cut, just
Perfect.
it all went in there perfectly. I think. You know what's funny is I was like, oh, did I put our Faces logo on the thing twice? Because you got it on your shirt right here.
Yeah.
And then it's also right above your head up there.
Oh, I didn't see the island writing.
Island Designs.
But I saw the islands.
Oh yeah.
But it's technically when we were starting.
Yeah, it's because
it's
because
two-piece.
look when I have it's Island Designs, right, is over the islands.
I see.
If you guys can see, James has got his the logo up here in the corner, but when you put it on the black background for the banner, it just looks like the islands. It's kind of cool, actually. What up, everybody? We were actually just telling a funny story. We're gonna get into a lot of cool stuff here, but just go ahead because it's fresh in my mind. I don't want to forget. We're just talking about pranks.
Well, it's like so.
Kinda.
So we stayed in the
Pranks.
house for the last event, and we practiced Houston Heat the weekend before, and then we just stayed in the house all the way through the tournament. In Florida, they have these big cranes that are like, I don't know, they're 5 foot tall. And this one was like coming up to the car. It was like
The birds
literally-
crane, the crane
bird,
birds,
yeah,
not
Literally-
construction cranes.
literally like letting us pet it, and we're like, man, Mouse went back for work. What if we put this thing in his room for when he gets back? We're like, we don't deal with, like, it might die. We got to feed it, water it. Probably shouldn't bring it inside. That's a bad idea. But I was asking Ryan. I was like, did you see those birds? They're massive. But
We stayed in a 1-star hotel. The
Okay.
cranes weren't even the birds. The animal, like a lot of the
They didn't have
animals
a
didn't
nice
even want to.
lake.
They didn't want to visit the
Okay,
area.
okay.
But I like though that one little tidbit you pulled away from that was like, I wasn't sure if we have to get it water or like whatever. Because two things. One, as you well know, we had the chickens.
Yeah.
And you didn't know that the living animal needed water.
Yeah, I forgot that if
until
they're
I-
outside. Well, we had them outside, so it's like they'll find water.
Because the funny thing about that is the bird was just gonna be in Mouse's room until he got back from Chipotle. Like he was gonna be in there for half an hour.
No. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it wasn't.
He
gonna
went
be,
home, so
Yeah.
it would have been like a
Oh,
couple
he
days.
went home and came back.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so you would have to give it some water.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason, so funny thing is about that and like coaxing animals. I was about to use the word trapping.
Yeah.
But it sounds like a little too much. Coaxing animals in is when we all went to South Africa one time. So it was our manager Eric Crandall, Davey Williamson, Alex, Yosh, and I flew down to South Africa for like 10 days to do a couple of clinics and just tour the countryside with the local team down there. And we were in Durban, which is the East Coast, Southeast Coast.
Yeah.
Or actually, no, it'd be like Northeast Coast. Super beautiful, tropical. So they got like it's kind of like a smaller version of the U.S. in the sense that it borders two oceans. One ocean's cold, one ocean's warm, kind of thing. Science explains that. And we're in the tropical side.
Yeah.
And there were monkeys everywhere. and we were sitting there, and they would come up onto the balcony because we had this little apartment we were all sleeping in, and we're like, it'd be really funny if we coax them in here with like some Cheetos and like some chips and things.
Yeah.
So we got like 4 or 5 monkeys in here. We're like, even better, let's lock them in Eric Crandall's room, right? So we got them in there. And we locked these. As soon as we shut the door, these things were like
destroying shit.
Oh, yeah, like his computer smashing
Yeah.
it like this. One of them sat on his computer and pissed on top of the computer.
Oh my god!
And they were going nuts in there. We're like, uh-oh, like we better like.
You either better accept the bill for the joke or
Yeah,
try
yeah.
to let him out and fix it before.
So we Randy Ortiz said the birds are super protecting. You guys would have been in much trouble.
Oh dang!
So yeah, I mean, it was funny. I mean, it was funny because we were young, and we didn't really think about the trauma that it put on the animal. And in hindsight, that wasn't a very nice thing to do. Yeah. Because Dynasty cares. We recycle.
Yeah.
We think about the environment. We reuse. Trapping animals was like a long time ago.
Yeah.
So we've grown up.
Yeah.
We've grown since then.
Yeah. People said it would have been big trouble with
Big
those
trouble
birds.
with the
Yeah.
birds.
That's what we thought. The thought was funny.
Yeah. So you get your ass arrested.
Sorry, this is off topic. I just want to say before I forget it, or I can write it down. I was at practice this weekend. Well, I did a lot. We went to walk the fields on Thursday for WCPBL. I coached Friday. You coached Saturday. I went and coached the same team at a field for practice on Saturday, and then coached Sunday. And a common thing I saw this weekend, because I was wondering why people I'm like, hey, why aren't you like shooting your gun enough? Like, why are you one-balling? A lot of times, and a lot of times it was like maybe people were reloading, and then I would grab somebody's gun, and like it would be difficult for me to ramp it. Fix your triggers, like that. Their gun should be easy to get into ramp, no matter what. I felt like a lot of guys had on the Mexico team that I play with, TJ Bastards. They were all shooting Lux, and the triggers were like really, really like stiff. And I was trying to get them to shoot like two lanes, and I was watching behind, and they're like only getting like one ball through that first cut. And then I used the gun. And I was like, oh, this is no good. So that's like a small thing.
Yeah,
everyone needs to handle.
It's so funny. I was talking to someone else, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I forgot what he said." He's like, "I'm like, oh, why aren't you using your other gun or something like that?" And he's like, "Oh, my batteries died." And I go,
Can you change them?
Yeah, what? I mean, who's gonna use it? He's like, I'm just borrowing a gun. I go, A, change the batteries. B, why did you come into the event with no like dead batteries? It's like such a small minor thing. We talked about this a million times in the show. And we're gonna get into the WCPBL event, talking a little bit more about blind layouts because some people I don't think are listening. But you want to control the variables that you can control. I say that at all the clinics. It's like, look. It's like going out for a jog and being like, I know my shoes are untied, but whatever. Like, I'm fine. And then you trip and you're like, shit. I should have tied my shoes. It's like, well, no, yeah. What does it take out of your time to do that? And we're all trying to compete at the highest level in our respective areas, right? In our respective elements. And we talked about this. So we had the Intel session for the Dynasty Champions Club last night. And if you're a Champions Club member or even a Paintball Club member, which we'll get into a little bit later also, the Intel session is up live on our Dynasty Champions Club YouTube page, and you're going to get a link for that so you guys can watch it. But one of the things we talked about were like the pit crews, and I mentioned kind of the conversation you and I had about in the pit at the end at the NXL is like you guys had one type of paint, and you even mentioned it to Diego and all the guys. You're like, we need to have
another backup.
You need to have backups, but not only that, even prior to all that, you go, we need to have a good pit crew. We need to have a solid pit crew. And hats off to our pit crew. I know a lot of you guys are in here. Steve Segovia is watching. Sarah and Brent and Patch and all you guys who are also supporters of the show. We appreciate all that. And you guys now have a better understanding for those of you who haven't been in the pit for a long time or ever. And coming into a pro pit, you're like, oh, wow, this is like a whole different look on paintball. Yeah. And for those of you who are watching our Champions Club live show last night, the webinar, a lot of people. I know. Sorry, Alex. I'm giving out some secrets, but it's not a secret that everybody knows. it's just like a small thing that like people just overlook, or some people might not speak up. I know you're pretty big about it. You're like, dude, we get something that works. Like, what are we? Why are we trying so hard? To lose? Like, it's you're just putting yourself into a corner right away. Like, make everything effortless, and that's why I always yell at guys like on my teams or clinics. It's like, why'd you turn your loader off, your air off, your gun off, barrel plug on, unscrewed the tank? Like, why are you just keep putting all these different variables that you have to worry about? Like, turn one thing off.
Yeah.
And that way you don't have to remember to push all these buttons. And like, oh, I started with my loader off because I'm trying to save 2 9-volt or 2 AA's. You know, so like...
And the best thing about like handling all these small things and just remembering to handle all the small things is, like in at our level, I would say everyone pretty much remembers, and we have like a really good pit crew. But if you guys remember to do the small things, I guarantee you that your competition doesn't remember that. It's,
case in point.
So you're already getting an advantage if you remember to do the small things, because I guarantee those guys, if they don't have one of us with them or really on it, or they're not already a good team. Like, you see a lot of these like divisional teams, as long as you're not playing like the top seed team, like it's pretty fairly matched. Like, you get a lot of like 1-point matches, but that difference could be like those small things. You're playing with 5 guys solid every point that have good shooting paint, their loads are full, batteries are charged, and let the other team run into those little small errors, because it's going to be an advantage for you. And it's crazy, like those small things are actually end up being huge, because once the game starts and people start losing bodies, anything can happen. Like, there's a million different variables that happen in the point. But making sure you're 100% at all the controlled variables is like step one to an advantage. Yeah, and Michael B. and Gabe Martinez kind of put it like Mike said, marker maintenance is the same thing. It's like, just make sure, I'll open some people's bolts and you'll look in there and you're like, dude, there's fuzz and dirt. Like, when was the last time you cleaned this thing? I'm like, I don't know, actually. It's like, dude, we're playing a tournament. Yeah. Like, this is the one time you gotta like just try a little bit harder, because everybody's so worried about all these other little things out there, and it's like you're just working hard to like not succeed. It would be funny to take like a gun tech stat at an NXL and see how many you have a actual gun issue and then the batteries were dead. Oh yeah. Issue. And see how many, like, what the percentage is, and you have, like, all the guns. Well, I can tell you it's a lot, because Yosh techs guns. I help with them, and it's like, sometimes I'll hit Yosh up and be like, okay, hey, I'm having an issue with this guy's gun here and there, and he's like, just first thing is just check the batteries. I'm like, yeah. So now I'm like, you having a problem with the gun? Yeah. Won't turn on? When was the last time? And they're like, oh, I just put in the new batteries, and I'm like, try new batteries again, and then all of a sudden it's like, ripping. Yeah. Because here's the thing, and like in Lux's, you'll notice. You'll notice this too. And even in the pros leagues, like I saw some pro teams playing at the NXL, and you could hear when their guns are dry firing. Jeez. And Lux's have this problem the most. So Lux, like you'll see Lux is the most prominent gun, and because what it is a rechargeable battery. Mm-hmm. So everybody's like 90 or 65%. Welcome to the Lux Experience. Like I got 65%. That's plenty to get me through this match, which is bull, because the second that you lose even a small amount of battery power, one of the first things that goes is the eyes. The eyes and the solenoid take obviously the most amount of power. Yeah. So as you're draining, those things begin to fault, and the gun still wants to cycle. So the gun kind of cycles. You'll have like completely dead batteries, and it's like, and you're like not even getting the velocity because the bolt's not cycling. Well, the first thing that goes is your eyes. Yeah. And so like, it's crazy. Yeah, exactly. If it's not 100%, it's 10%. Yeah, and straight up, like those battery gauge things are like, the Lux will make sure that it tells you that there's 10%, but it'll be like, by the way, your eyes ain't working no more either, and the gun's not recycling, but welcome to the Lux Experience. So yeah, it's I would think every time that you guys are having problems, just please change it. What's funny also is we're going to the finals, and I'm just learning how those spires work. Yeah. And so like if you turn it on and it doesn't turn on right away and like takes 1 second to boot up, that means the batteries change and the color's like kind of white. Mikey, Little H has been telling me because he used to tech those things a lot,
And he's like, oh, that means the batteries are dying. I'm like, oh, no
well,
way.
it turns yellow.
It turns yellow,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But when you turn it on, if it doesn't spin like right when you turn it on, that's also is an indication that the battery's low, and then it'll be followed by a yellow light. So right before the finals, I turned my gun on, and it's like, Bzzz. I'm like, all right, good. Hey guys, make sure everybody changes their batteries. I walk out for the second point, my loader was down, and I'm like, oh no!
Yeah.
And so I borrowed Mikey's loader, and now I have Mikey's loader, and it's just beat to hell. It looks like someone played football with it.
Shout out to Spires though. This thing's freaking
Pretty
consistent.
Yeah, pretty consistent. So stoked on that.
What else? Who we have someone on the show already lined up?
Yeah. We got Quin Nate who is going to come on here and
alright.
drop some juice. He had some juice to drop,
But
and then he was like, oh, I'm not sure if the announcement came, and I go, you better get on the show and drop some juice.
Yeah. You better
'Cause
find something.
It hasn't been moist in here for a little while.
Yeah.
To be completely honest with you. And yes, Chase Ryan, I have noticed that my Spire is definitely a battery hog as well. Where like the TFX, the batteries would last. I mean, it's rechargeable, but it would last for several weekends.
Yeah. I
This
feel like
thing,
my Spire's been good.
what it does is if it's not filled up all the way, it's like.
Well, so that-
I'm like, dude, shut up.
So I noticed that's just like varies through different Spires. Like at one point last year, just because I was getting a bunch from Impact and I just never sold them, I had like at the end of last year I had like 5, and like 3 of them worked really good, and 2 of them did that. They worked, but they're constantly while it's idling, it's like trying to like run and like popcorn the paintballs up. It still works good, but like that, and that sound is like I have. Over the last 3 years, that has become one of my biggest pet peeves in paintball. Some of the guys on our team, they put their gun on the table and it's like, zzz, 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 and I'm like,
Dude,
whose
is that
loader?
not bother you?
I'm like, whose loader is
Yeah.
that? Turn it off, and then I'll go turn it off, and I know how
that's the
people
worst
are.
thing.
So
Oh,
I'm like,
man.
I know whose gun it is. I'm like, hey, just so you know, I know you can't hear this really annoying sound, but I turn your loader off, so turn it back on before you go play.
It's like the seatbelt thing.
Oh yeah,
Just put your seatbelt on, please.
Remember
Come on.
G-Hop? How bad G-Hop would
G-Hop,
be?
Anthony,
Sitting there,
Vitali.
you're like,
Anthony, you're like, Anthony, you can't hear the thing.
yeah, it'll
beeping.
go off in like after like 30 times.
30 minutes it
Yeah,
goes off.
yeah.
We're home in 25 minutes
Yeah.
though. I'm like, dude, just put your seatbelt on. I'm like,
Yeah,
what,
please.
what's going on? Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah.
No, I just tune it out. I go. So yeah, let's see. So I'm not a huge fan, guys, of. I think we said it a bunch. I'm not a huge fan of rechargeables, and one of the reasons is it kind of makes you lazy. Also, you're like, charged it last week. Like, where are we at here? So.
And
that's
as
what
late
I mean.
as I am, you think I'm gonna remember to charge?
Yeah. Kyle's the one that's got his gun plugged in his car with the car off, and you're like, it's got the same.
Yeah,
amount of power
before I
coming out.
warm up and just hoping it gets up to 100% before we start playing.
And real quick, shout out to Alpha Dog. Appreciate that support. And he's right. Let's hit the likes up. And another couple of things. We've got a Scott. I saw Scott this weekend. He was slinging pants.
Yeah.
Out at the WC.
Yeah, Tribal One.
And I hit
He
him
was
up.
on he came on the show, right?
Yeah,
Talked about.
he's been on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
About Tribal One though. Those new leggings pants.
So
that
no,
had.
he gave us a pair to show on the
Yeah.
show, and actually he just gave me a 50% off code for everybody as well.
Those things are great.
Sick.
Like,
They're insane.
Hidden gem.
They're like insane.
Yeah.
They're my new flying pants for sure.
Oh yeah,
They're great. So I've got a 50% off code, and this is gonna go for everybody for Tribal One, which is a pretty good
50%.
50%. Yeah,
Jeez.
that's a huge one.
Yeah.
So also we raised $3,000 for charity. Shout out to James from Island Designs for donating this Signature Series Force that's right under here, along with a bunch of other stuff. We got some headbands to give away. I got some jerseys. We got a long laundry list of stuff.
This one's cool.
That's the Halo. This is my new coaching band, and also when I'm working out on the Peloton, which you have not tried yet.
I don't love the non
I'm not gonna.
part, but
It's like once you just put it on, it's like not a bad feel.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of like it fits kind of
Yeah.
nicely. Yeah.
there we go.
Shout out to Peter. Shout out to Peter and Crankin also for joining the Super Mega Support Status membership. As a
I
lot
saw
of you,
someone else too at the beginning.
Yeah, Crankin.
17 month member.
Yeah, we've got a lot of people in here.
Jacob Cardiff.
Jacob Cardiff, shout out. Yeah, we've got the cards coming for you guys. Also, James is printing those things. We got all of your gifts finally arrived. So if you have not gotten a poster signed by us and a dog tag, those are some of you might have already gotten notifications on your shipping, but those are shipped out today. We're tirelessly. Kyle's the one that licks the So you got a little bit of Kyle's DNA on all of the.
Well, just some of them. Then I
packages.
said, Ryan, do I have to lick all of these? Can I just use a washcloth with some water? And then I just ended up taping the rest. It was like, I could see this as like, you know, you go into a movie and you eat a bunch of Sour Patch Kids, and then you come out of the movie and you can't feel your tongue for a week. I was like, I could foresee that happening. Paper cut on my tongue, something bad.
No, it only works if you lick it.
Yeah,
it only works if you lick
I
it.
was
Something
like-
with saliva.
There's about 50 of these. I got through 5.
Yeah.
Something doesn't feel right.
Chase is gonna clone you guys because they need a snake player on their team.
All right, there we go.
And Keith, this is a good question, guys. For anybody who I know a lot of you guys. We have such an awesome community across the board for everybody who supports everything. Everybody, all the people who watch. We've got people who are the paintball club members, the PTG members, the mega support, the supporters of
Small
all the
communities,
shows. Small
are
communities
coming
are
up,
just-
like PTG, HORMESIS. Everything is building up.
Yeah, and so we've gotten a lot of players and people who donate a lot of gear. I got one of those goggles from Joe Pike. Josh, someone else donated. If you grab that little paper and those hats, get the 2 hats out of that bag.
Okay.
These are gonna also go away. I got some vintage JT. Like I'm talking, still has the tag that says Chula Vista on it with the address.
Oh wow.
There's hats from Josh Garcia. He sent in these old school hats. Kyle's gonna find them. There's a big bag of stuff that we're gonna be giving away for the charity raffle today. I'm gonna be spinning the wheel.
Is there just one or?
No, there are 2 of them. Actually, he sent 3 of them. I might actually wear the other one or use it as a.
One's cool.
Yeah, look at this. So these are like vintage. I'm talking.
And you need this or this?
I'll take both. So it's even got like the original receipt, like the scan barcode in here. JT, this is the Chief JT, and it has 515 Otay Valley Road, Chula Vista. As a matter of fact, I want to say their original address was Main Street, 515 Main Street in Chula Vista. So these are cool, man. So shout out to Josh. I think you gave me 3 or 4 hats to give away over the course for the charity drive. So we'll do a couple other little things in the moving forward. But I might actually have to wear one of these hats at events. These are sick, like really cool. So we're gonna be giving away 2 of these as well. Out there, I should send a picture of these to John Dresser. He just messaged me and be like, "Hey, what's up? What's up with these hats, man?" And so we got a ton of stuff. I mean, I wrote it on the back of this HORMESIS Scintilla package, but we've got the Signature Series gun, HORMESIS headband, the Dynasty Halo that Kyle was just wearing. I've got this little octopus band, which I really like. Actually, it's kind of cool. I've got a JT band. I've got HK wallet, HK pack, a Gladstone Dynasty jersey. Obviously not going to need that anymore. The vintage JT hats. I got some cards, posters, socks, luggage tags, Dynasty barrel condoms. I got a ton of stuff. So big shout out to everybody who helped out to donate products and stuff. And actually, that's what I was originally getting to when Keith Smoot, you mentioned how you want to donate some old Dynasty stuff or anything. You can just shoot us a message here on the show. Shoot us a message directly via DM on Instagram. You can try Facebook or reach out directly to one of our emails, and we'll send you all the details on how to get some stuff over here, and then include a nice little note so we know who you are, and just give a shout out, and we really appreciate that, and we'll just be donated to you guys back into the fold of everybody, or we'll do another charity drive because we like to load up charities with some cash. So where's the?
You're still missing a lot of addresses.
Oh yeah. So thank you. As you may have heard, for the past 17 months or so, we get a lot of winners at the show. And if I don't have your address, so for instance, we're shipping out shipping 120 so packages. So someone like Devin Bolin, don't have your address. Jason Clark, Benjamin Nelson, let's see, Kate Chung, Hunter Alex. Also, for those of you who send in your addresses, Tyler Parrish. If I don't have, if it's says the paintball booth, don't know who you are, but we do appreciate all of your support, and and
if we do have your address, doesn't apply to you.
Yeah,
And you probably don't want those other people to send their address in.
Yeah, so some of you...
So you can
yeah,
still get...
I've
there's
got
another chance for you to get
Yeah,
your prize,
and
so.
there's some things like the G2 shirt and a welcome package that never went out. We've got tons of stuff.
But if Ryan didn't just say your name, we have your address.
Yes.
So
yes.
you don't have to...
Most likely we have your address if you've sent it in. If you heard your name, I don't have it. If you just signed up, make sure I have it. But some people are winning big. Like Stephen Perry has not gotten a G2 jacket, Spick and Span band, HK jersey. Won 3 times, never got your address. Those have gone back into the deal. So please, like I said, if you guys sign up, just go ahead and shoot us a message on one of the social media platforms or directly via email, and I'll add you to the list. And if you'd like to join the show, you could click subscribe and click join, and that's how we get you on there.
There we go.
Should we grab a little some sort of
Some
book
books?
and let's get
Yeah.
let's get Quin, Mr. Nate, Mr. Iconic Paintball, on the show here. We might need to get a shirt for him. And oh yeah, speaking of sweatshirts, we have one extra sweatshirt. This is actually James's from Island Designs, and I told him this one's his, and he said, you know what? It's all good. You can donate it. Throw it back in the fold. So this one's a 2X. So if you're like an XL, you can wash it hot, dry it high, and it could probably fit you. Otherwise, we're giving some love to the big boys out there. So anybody out there who fits into a 2XL, or you have a friend that's a 2X, please, oh man, why is this all wet? Thank you, Sloan. iPad's a little wet.
Did you say Benjamin Nelson as one of those people? Because he said, I've sent my address to both of you.
Let's see.
Oh, and the paintball booth. Message you on Insta.
Okay, Benjamin Nelson. Yeah, I need it again. I thought I had it. Also, just so everybody knows, so we've got a spreadsheet. Everybody's info. And if you've dealt with spreadsheets before, it's really easy to change some of the stuff that's in there. Some of the, especially if you got a 3-year-old and all she wants to do is punch numbers in. So sometimes I'll come to the spreadsheet and it has like a bunch of funny characters on it. That means that Sloan got a hold of it and I've lost your info. So don't worry about it. You're not gonna miss out too much on any of that stuff. Especially if the Super Mega Support Status members, I do have all the data for you guys on what you've won and where you're at. So we'll make sure you get everything. Also, Jeremy S., congratulations. I don't know if Jeremy's in the chat right now, but you should have had your Medify Air purifier delivered to your house. I believe it was delivered yesterday. Oh yeah, and then this is what my keyboard looks like right here. So you can see that green line that goes right across the middle of it. That could have been someone's address. You never know. Yeah, big boys, we are here. All right, cool. Do I want to upgrade the Wi-Fi calling? Yeah, okay, whatever. Let's go and get a hold of Mr. Quin. Oh, look at that. It all new. All right. Let's get Quin on the horn here. And move this down. So, as everybody knows, Quin Nate from Iconic Paintball is going to join us here. Well, it's ringing on the 3rd time. I said 4th. Oh, there he is.
What's up?
What's up, dude? How we doing?
Good, man. I just got done working. Just got done talking to Tom Cole on the phone, and you called.
Oh, perfect timing. Perfect timing, because I was about to drop some Spick and Span juice, some allegedly's regarding the league and what I'm kind of talking about, and I think maybe what you might talk about. Not sure what you're allowed to say, but yeah, how's it going, man? Oh, okay.
Good, dude. Super busy because I'm finishing up building my new house, and I have shoulder surgery in like 3 weeks, so I'm cramming like as much work as I can in before then. But good, man. I was at Event 1. It was super fun.
Mm-hmm.
Wild results, especially from Kyle's team. That was kind of unexpected to an extent, but doing good.
Awesome, man.
Thank you.
That's great to hear. How are the noobs?
Couple bodies lighter, that's for sure. Kind of streamlining the roster a little bit going into Event 2 just because no one's happy with how the team did. But, still churning away, looking to win a pro spot this year.
There you go.
All right.
If we don't win it, I'm buying one.
There we go.
Yeah, that's the move.
There we go. Dynasty is for sale. So just you'd have to ditch the newbies thing. It would be the contract. But Dynasty's for sale, just in case anybody out there, any whales out there are listening. I've got some terms ready and drawn up.
Hey, I'm ready to go as long as I get you for a lifetime contract.
Yeah.
It's a good move.
Yeah, it's a good move. That's a smart move because I think there's a lot of juice left in the tank here. Or gas, I guess I'd
Yeah,
say.
for sure. I mean, after that first event, damn, you look good.
I just had to run in a straight line. No cutting, no diving, no sliding.
Mm-hmm.
Just got to run straight. That's it.
I was like wondering I was like, man, I'm not sore after this first event. I was like, oh, I got to play the two this event.
yeah,
I was like, my body feels good. I'm ready for another event.
Yeah.
You think you're going to permanently be at 2 now, Kyle, or are you still going to play a little bit of 1 this year?
I think I'll still play a little bit of 1. I mean, we're playing kind of all over the place and just seeing who's kind of, fitting into the best kind of field dependent. So I guess we'll see. But that was one thing Brandon told me before the season even started. He's like, I know you have a good shot off the break. I'd like to see you in there some more, and then exploding out of that to like fill in when you lose the 1. So maybe see some of that too, a little both.
Nice, man. Yeah, you were looking good this past event, man. The whole team did, but especially you off the break, you were really effective.
Thank you. I know it was weird. I got into a flow state of really understanding kind of the dimensions of, if this and that kind of scenarios for that Dorito side. And I went back and watched a lot of the games, and it was like, we need you and J-Rab to be those rocks. And it was like, usually us as those last 2 guys, closing those games with kind of a Dorito threat, a center threat with A-Rod, and then Mouse and the Snake. So felt pretty good because I'm never really in that role. So it was cool to play it.
It's actually funny. I was talking to him. Well, I talked to a couple of the guys on Aftermath because so the WCPPL Quinn was just took place out here in what was it, ASG?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And one of the things Aftermath refs it those events, like the whole team. It's part of their deal. Like, you want to play paintball in Aftermath, this is what you get, and this is what you got to do. And so they're out there like morning, noon, and night all day. Long event. And, I mentioned to Mike, I was talking to Pinky and I was talking to a couple of the guys on the team. I was like, you know what? You guys definitely should be allowed to play this. This is one of the best building blocks. And Kyle, you can attest to this, and I'll use Short as an example. But one of the best building blocks as a player, as you start to gain a little bit of notoriety, but a lot more experience, is using that experience to help other teams, like lesser teams, right? You go and join, some of the WC, or you go play down in Mexico, which a bunch of guys are doing, or you join a European team, whatever it is. And what you end up doing is you use your talents a little bit differently, right? When you go play with the ML Kings, for example, when you went to Europe, you weren't always just the number 1 guy.
Yeah.
You start to become the number 2, and what that does is it opens up new horizons and allows you to play out of position.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's one of the things that really helped Harrison Fry, for example.
Yeah.
Harrison Fry grinds and goes to all these events, and he'll do it for nickels and dimes, right?
Yeah.
He'll be like, just pay my way, or I'll pay my way, when you play, for the longest time. And now he's got a lot more notoriety, and he used all that experience. And Damien will be going down to Mexico this weekend and playing, and hopefully he plays a little bit out of place. And I can see Mike Urena also growing a little bit. But Brandon Short, specifically, is kind of not an epiphany I had, but one of the things is I remember he was playing with the Tauntauns back when he was on Ironman. And Brandon Short predominantly was that Snake guy.
Yeah. And
then he started playing the number 2. And that just opens up way more vision and understanding of what you need to do. And so without trying to help Aftermath any more than I really should be, I mentioned that to Mike, and I was like, and he goes, I just can't, because one of those guys wins. It's like,
for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, but you just can't have them reffing. Right?
Yeah.
You got to be like, all of you have to be on a team, otherwise don't show up.
Yeah.
And then if you scatter your talent 10 guys over 10 teams, it's like no one can really complain too much. But honestly, they do. He's like, they're everybody. If you lose a game, you're pointing the finger wherever you can. Mm-hmm. Except no one points it at themselves. So anyway.
So what else you got, Quinn?
Yeah, let's hear it.
I got a lot of stuff going on, man. Some product release stuff coming out. Obviously, there's a lot of confusion, I guess, around the whole Champions Cup thing right now. I don't know how much you guys talked about that, or if you did before I came in.
We haven't at all.
Like the Super Cup?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's going to be officially, seems like it's being called Champions Cup. But yeah, everyone seems to like to call it Super Cup.
Okay, let's hear it.
But anyway,
let's hear it.
kind of diving in, it seems like it's going to be a pro-only thing this year, and they're going to kind of use that essentially as like a tester to see how it will work, as a whole in the industry, and then looking towards doing like divisional in future years is what I'm hearing. And then in terms of like how the pro is going to work, it seems like it's kind of up in the air whether it's going to be at World Cup, whether it's going to be a separate standalone event. I mean, I know they've been, the leagues have been talking to all the pro teams and whatnot. But it seems like they're really going like all out with how they want to structure this. So essentially what I'm hearing is the events leading up to World Cup. So if you win a major, you're just outright included to actually play it.
Event, right?
But if
We
you have
won
a
the
team
first
like
one.
Dynasty where they go and win every single event this year, that kind of changes the seeding a little bit because obviously they get their auto spot, which they're looking to do. So essentially it would be, say you have 3 different winners. It looks like it's going to be 3 total auto bids right in, and then it would be seed 4 through 8 that would then go on in the season rankings.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be 8 U.S.-based teams total. And then it also looks like there's going to be Euro Cup teams and potentially a Latin American team as well from
So do we
the
get?
Mexican Expo League, which would be
Oh,
wild,
not
I
us,
think. What'd you say?
not our team.
Yeah, they automatically get because they're.
I thought you
You
said
guys get it
I thought you said
automatically,
my
right?
team
You
name
Latin
or
teams.
part of my team name. So I didn't know if that was us. It sounded like you said we automatically got in. Could have been mistaken.
Yeah, but I think from Europe they're going to do like the European overall winner plus the 2nd and 3rd seed, which would kind of turn this into a bit more of like a World Cup type of feel, kind of bringing in more non-US teams.
Mm-hmm.
But then, of course, other than that, like money-wise, I don't know if it's been talked about much yet, but it looks like there's going to be, fairly substantially staged prizes for this. I know they are taking away a little bit from the pro payout this year to kind of push money towards that.
Yeah, I can confirm that one.
Yeah, well, yeah, firsthand. But from what I hear, it's gonna pay 1 through 8 amongst the teams that are in there. So, like, even if you're the 8th place team and you get there, you're still gonna get like $3 or $4 grand or something for placing. And then I think for first, it's like 40 grand or something they're looking at for the winning pro team, which would be like, finally, like, again, a substantial number back to what we used to see in like the mid 2000s where everything, went to hell.
Yeah.
But in general, it sounds like it's going to just be a ridiculous event in terms of, the money behind it, all the teams coming in. I don't know, like, what do you guys feel? Like, do you think if the European teams come over for that, they're going to stand much of a chance, or do you think they're going to be struggling?
I think they'll probably struggle a little bit more so now than they did before when we were allowed to play over there as a full team.
Yeah, and I think they're going to struggle too because they're not playing competitive paintball like we are here.
Yeah,
just the way that COVID affected them, in particularly Europe as a whole. It's like every country out there is like California.
Yeah.
And they all have very strict rules on their lockdowns, and like no one's allowed to cross border. Like tournament paintball has been really taking a big hit over in Europe. I do know that for sure. So that really hurts the competitive level of paintball in general.
And it's nothing against, those teams over there that have been around for a while, Tauntauns, Joy Division. They haven't been able to sharpen their sword against the best competition, including, Red Legion isn't able to play over there either, just because of the new rules. So I mean, that's 2-3 years adding in with the COVID year that those guys haven't been able to compete against a lot of the top teams, especially with Impact and Heat going over there, and then us as the Golden State Kings, or when we would guess with other teams, those teams started to get a lot better, I think, and they could always sneak into the finals some matches and beat the super teams that were sent over there.
Well, not only that, but arguably one of the better pro players from there, which was Axel from the Tauntauns, is now no longer playing with the Tauntauns.
Yeah, true.
So yeah, there's gonna be some very serious, very difficult. I told Tom to open up to Latin America because he was originally going to do 4 teams from Europe, but I said, Tom, the 4th team is who's that even going to be? Are they like? Can you even get commitments out of 4 teams from over there?
Yeah.
Like, you should open it up to a South American team or even an Australian team. Like, get the Australian All-Stars out there. Like, get some Asian guys. Just let them play. Yeah. So I really liked that idea. But
or when that team that hopefully they know with a good amount of time before that Champions Cup is that they set up maybe a month and a half worth of training to come out and practice some various pro teams, so they could start getting prepared for that. That would be a good move.
Yeah, for sure.
What do you think? You think they'll be able to compete with those top 8 teams?
I don't know. Like, it's tough. I feel like kind of generally when you look at European teams historically, they've always been, like, I think substantially less athletic than U.S.-based teams. And obviously kind of going along with what you're saying, not having top competition over there I think hurts them a bit, because I think this year, especially whatever events they do play, I think we're definitely going to see some regression in European talent, just because you're essentially, playing Division II level players over there maybe, if you compare it to, like, U.S. talent. I do think there are a few teams that if they got over here, they would do well. Like, I know Joy Division has been going through quite, like, a substantial rebuild in their comeback, and they actually have, like, a lot of, like, really solid younger players coming into that program, like, guys who are pretty incredible athletes, and I think, if you combine that with a couple of the more veteran guys on the team, like Carl Samuelson and guys like that, I know McGood is slightly becoming more involved with it again as well, and, I mean, he's, a world of knowledge in itself. So I don't know. I mean, I could see them coming here and maybe doing like what these newer, younger teams have done in the U.S., like an LVL style strategy where they just smash forward, and kind of that weird style they play could help benefit them a bit. But I don't know. I mean, when you're talking the top 8 U.S. teams, I mean, you got to be really good to be in that round. I mean, ask yourself, like, do you think any team in Europe is better than, say, like AC Diesel? Because that's maybe like the bottom end of talent when you talk like the 8 to 10 range in the current league right now. And I don't think
What did they
I don't think there's any European. What did you say?
What did Diesel place at this event?
Bad. I think they got like 16th or something, 15th off the top of my head. Not good.
Mm-hmm.
But I think, again, that roster needs a little more time together now that they actually have like a set roster and they're not changing it event to event this year. But, I mean, again, if you really look at anyone that did poorly, I mean, do you think any European team's better than like NYX? I mean, they're horrible right now. So
Right.
I just don't think they're going to fare very well, but I do
Yeah,
think,
I mean, like, even if we were to look at in this seat, in all due respect, but, hats off to Level taking that nice 3rd place. But we did see some more so surprises that we do see in the top 8 with Level and then Aftermath. But, it's San Diego Dynasty. You had our team, obviously, but it's like,
I mean, look
a
at
lot
that
of
top
impact.
8. Look at the top 8. And
Yeah.
X Factor took 16th place.
Level,
Jeez.
Aftermath, Impact, Houston Heat, then Damage, and at 8th you had Red Legion, but then in like 9th, 10th you got like Infamous MO Kings, Revo, and Seattle Thunder. Yeah, X Factor getting 16th, but like I don't see them staying down that far this whole year.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So
yeah, because I mean, you got to think too, like even the bottom end of that, or like the middle of the pack. I mean, like Revo and Thunder were essentially like a few points away from being 3-1 instead of 1-3, and I mean they got a brutal bracket playing both of you guys as well. I think if they get in a slightly easier bracket next event, we'll see them right back like deeper into Sunday, because I do think that's a good roster.
definitely
yeah,
a good
I mean,
roster, and they had TJ back who played exceptionally well.
Yeah.
I thought, who another good pickup they have is Tom Guest. He didn't play as much on Sunday,
Right.
which, I thought he was playing phenomenal. Like maybe might have had a little bit better effect, but who knows? And then you have LJ, so it might just be putting the pieces back together. I know that
This is a tough field, man. This was like a very like it's a tough field straight up. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, and I think there's certainly I didn't think X Factor was going to do as poorly as they did for sure, but I think there is a bit of a learning factor there with them, because having Archie how they had him like the last decade, it makes things easier when you just have a guy that you can essentially just plug in wherever the hell you want, and it's generally going to work out. Essentially, when you only have to worry about 4 positions every point, I think that made it a little easier for them, and I think him stepping away I think it's going to demand a little bit more of a larger role for Meter, especially. I think he's going to be the guy that kind of fills that role in general. And I think if we kind of see them use LJ a little bit more effectively on offense, there's no reason they'll stay down here. I mean, because even like how they utilized Billy was kind of weird. I mean, he was playing the corner a lot. And with that kind of snake, I didn't understand that. Like, I didn't know why they weren't putting him up the gut more or just, sending it into the snake like some of the other teams were doing. But who knows? I just think they have stuff to figure out now without Archie being there.
Yeah. I mean, I forgot who I was talking to this about when our team was starting to pull together at the beginning of the year. I have a buddy, it's just our friend. He's really good at golf, and he's like, is there a way to, like, build a super team in paintball? Because I was telling him, like, yeah, we're getting a lot of good guys here, but, like, it's still really hard to win. And he was like, was there any way to, like, have, like, a guaranteed team that is going to win, like, all the events? And I was like, man, I don't know, but the only way I think you're even able to try to do that is, like, you have to get scout basically the main guy from every team. You have to get Ryan Greenspan, you have to get J-Rav, you have to get Archie, you have to get Fedorov, you have to get, like, each team's, like,
ace
core, like their person that their leader, and it doesn't have to be like their vocal leader, but the person that everyone looks to as, like, man, whether or not you need to attack or be that strategic leader, like, there is that guy for most teams, and even Revo still held their own.
Yeah.
Is it O'Mara that hasn't left for a while? Like, they did lose Zupa and Darula, but, like, didn't really hurt them too bad as much as I think a lot of people
thought.
Yeah, but, like,
Yeah, I think people kind of forgot about Steven O'Mara a little bit. I mean, obviously he didn't play much last year, but he's obviously, like, incredibly talented still. I mean, he's essentially can play any spot 1 to 3, and he's almost like he's like a 90% J-Rab type guy to me. Like, he can do a lot of the stuff Justin Rabikoff can, just I don't think at high of a level. He can really plug a lot of holes. And I'm calling it now, and I've said it like 10 times now with Revo. I just think Rob Velez is going to ultimately be looked at as the pickup of the year when we get to the end of this season. I mean, at Event 1, he looked really good in that kind of hybrid, like, 1-2 role on the snake side for them. And I think once they kind of fall into their strategy a little bit more, I think he's really going to shine, because he's had a lot of years where he's been in not great situations in terms of where he fell in the depth chart on his team, and I think now he can finally really shine there.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of felt bad for him when he went over. Well, he went over there and it was like, oh, it's a great pickup, and then you guys jacked his two guys.
Yeah.
And Callie's in the chat right now. Kevin Rudolph was like, he's mentioning, and I think all the pros are in agreement here, and a lot of people watching. The competition level has gotten a lot better, and when you factor in LVL now being a top contender at this point, because they did make Sunday now twice. They were your pick, Quinn, for breakout team of the year last year, and that was a solid choice, seeing as where they're at. So you nailed it with team of the year, and you nailed it with breakout of the year right now for this point. And also you got the Saints and everybody, like, independent on the field layout, like things can change really quickly, and I think that this field was a lot trickier in how guys made it. If you could really shoot guys off the break and take away those outsides, but if you couldn't take away the outsides, game over.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, do you guys so watching LVL, that we're talking about them a little bit, I definitely think one element we're seeing in their game this year is they actually have discipline. At least through the first event, kind of watching them. I know last year, those last 2 events, they were kind of fairly reckless. But at this event especially, I saw them do a lot of, take a good spot and then play it smart and don't give it up. I mean, do you guys kind of agree with that? Or do you think it's still just the layouts kind of helping push them through?
No, I think there's a lot to that. And I forget who I was talking about. Maybe even Ryan and I talked about this a lot. But it sounds so simple, but they shoot their guns and contain. And
yeah, I was watching a couple of points.
That's like a big thing. You see it from the lower divisions all the way up to pro, like the amount of paint that teams shoot just to keep the game controlled, and kind of that was a big thing that they already are leaps and bounds better at than a lot of these other newer teams. Is they, just like you said, they might get an advantage and they don't give it up by being greedy and undisciplined, and a lot of that comes with just shooting their shooting their guns a ton and overwhelming the other team and closing games methodically without, hey, I'm going to get a highlight reel right here and then 1-2 guys run through. Because it's like, I don't know, just simply as we played this tournament this weekend, I was telling my guys, it's like, when you break out and it's 5-on-5, yeah, you're trying to get the advantage over the other team. And some risks come into that because, like, if you get to the snake before the other team, a lot of times, especially this field that we played, you most likely can win the game if you keep the other team out. But if you get 2 easy kills, you don't need to, like, overly rush. And those outside, your front guys don't need to, like, try to get that ground that they were trying to beat the other team to because you already have that huge advantage. Now the time's in your favor, and you're kind of waiting for the other team to make mistakes. So it almost, like, switches. Like, once you get those 2 early kills and you got 5 guys and they have 3, it's like you can tear back the aggression a little bit and close the game with, you know, a little bit more teamwork. So I don't know. I think that's a big thing that you see a lot of these more unexperienced teams making that mistake because they see 2 guys come off the field and then they just try to take off down the field.
Everybody feels like they can make a little bit more of a risk.
Yeah.
Take a little bit more of a risk.
And all of a sudden now it's a 3-on-3.
Quinn, we got a non-believer in the ML Kings here, John Ladwig. What do you? It appears as though. What do you think?
What do you mean by non-believer?
I don't know.
There's just a clown emoji.
I'm just judging by his comment in there. It's a ML Kings with a clown emoji. So, yeah, Ian, let's see your credentials. That's right, but.
See, I disagree with that a lot.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask. That's what I was getting to.
Right? I think this is the best I've seen them play.
This is the best they played.
Yeah.
Hands down. So.
Yeah, I mean, they're really playing, like, just solid overall ball right now. Like, obviously, if you look at their big players, like, Kyle Berry's always been super solid. I've been talking about Louis Betancourt for, like, a season now. In terms of a snake player, I think you can look at him in the conversation as maybe, like, a top 7, top 8 guy. And he's still, fairly new in the pro divisions. I mean, essentially every event he plays, he's just going to get better and better as he sees these points. But I mean, I think more than anybody, I know Maddie talks about him a lot as well. Like, Connor Kelly is, like, really good and getting really good. And he's, like, 19 years old, I think, or 20 years old. I think the ML Kings are definitely not a pretender. I think we're going to see them push more and more into being a Sunday team throughout the year. I mean, right now they're sitting at 10th. This isn't ridiculous to think if Dynasty sweeps the table like they will, they could push up a few spots yet and potentially be a Super Cup team.
What, let me ask you, what does ML stand for? We've got, do you know?
It's a city in outside of Prague, I believe.
Yeah, that's all I know. It's a city. I don't know the specific, what it actually stands for. But
Why'd you ask Quinn? I played on the team for like 7 years.
Well, because I was asking what he thought.
Oh.
That's why I asked Quinn.
Oh, okay.
No, it was
It was a quiz. I see I ruined it. Okay.
Millennium League, but
I see. Did you know?
No.
Okay. Because you played on that team also.
Yeah, we called them the Martin Luthers.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's what Short called them. So but I assumed that wasn't like, or maybe that's where, what's his name? He lived on Martin Luther King Boulevard or something like that.
Okay.
So I don't know. Like thanks, Kyle. So anyway, there goes the surprise.
Did we cut you off there, Quinn? Were
Sorry.
you saying something there?
No, you're good, man. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, so I was talking to Tom also a little bit about that Champions Cup thing, and he wanted to do it originally in like February, at the beginning of February, which would ruin everybody's off season, take a lot of time out of there. And so we kind of talked about it, and from like a couple sports that I follow, a couple sports out there that like they have these qualification rounds. Like I'm big into watching the surfing events and stuff. So like say the event starts, the World Cup event now, because of daylight savings, usually starts on the Wednesday or Thursday. The Thursday is when games start. So you play like one game, 2 games, 1 game. What I talked about is, what about starting World Cup on Wednesday or Tuesday even, right? So all the teams that didn't make the cut on the first entry cut, which is winning an event. So you'd have essentially 3 teams that get the playoff berth, us and whoever wins the next 2 events. We get the first round bye, and then they take the rest of the teams and you play a mini tournament in day 1, day 2, and that's the qualification round. So if you look at like I mean, I think golf has this. I know surfing does. I think motocross does. But there's this round before and even Formula One, how like they have that qualification round in the beginning to see where you start in the race in the pack. You start at the very end, it's like, thanks for coming. Just try not to get in a crash. You might finish it, but like you're probably not going to win. So like that's the thing is, and I think this would be great because it just makes the event a little bit longer. But from a budget standpoint, which a couple of teams don't really have to worry about, but you know, like we're a great example. Like we have a tight budget, and if we have to play 5 or 6 events here, including the minors, then we have to add another event to the schedule next year back to Florida. You know, it's like $10,000 an event or more plus practices. So if you just roll it into an extra day at World Cup or extra 2 days at World Cup, that's much more palatable for the budget.
I thought Champions Cup was in Singapore on top of that big hotel.
That would be tight.
That's not where it's at.
No, that would be even more expensive. But a lot of
fun.
fun.
Skyrim.
The Skyrim. The Skyrim Open. But yeah, I don't know. What do you think of that? Just adding an extra day, doing this qualification round. Basically, if you don't make it, you're just hanging and you get to go to Disneyland or whatever.
I mean, I think that's a really cool idea. I think it would kind of put a lot more stakes on it as well. Obviously, like World Cup is always a good event in general, but I mean, generally after that first day, you kind of know who's going to be the Sunday teams and not. So I almost think doing like these qualifiers where you could potentially knock a big dog out in day 1 or day 2 or something would add some excitement.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't know how a team like Ryan, you know, or Kyle, like upper level teams, I don't know how you guys would feel about potentially like your tournament lives being over, you know, day 1 if you just kind of have a fluky match. But you know, maybe that could work if they kind of had auto seeds for qualification, like the top 6 are just auto push throughs.
Well, so no, that's the thing, Quinn. Sorry. So basically, it would just count towards your season ranking. So you still take the top 8 teams essentially, minus the 3, right? So if you're sitting in second place or third place in the league or second place in the league and you didn't win a tournament, now you're basically out of the bracket that has to play. You're in first place. So if you lose all of them, there's still a chance that you finish in that next tier of 5th through 5th, 6th, or 3rd or 4th. You know, so like that's kind of like that's what I'm talking about. That's how it works. You still, it's not like the top winners from this would go on. It's basically at the end of it there would be a prize. You'd win the World Cup or you'd win the ancillary round, but if you still are in 16th place, you're not making it.
I got you.
Maybe. I don't know. Something along those.
I think Champions Cup should be more like whoever qualifies, each team just puts up their one champion, and we just have like a round robin one-on-one tournament.
You know what's funny? You said something like that, and I see Alex in here in the chat, but I was talking to him, I think it was on Sunday or Saturday, but I was saying, man, it would be really cool to do like an exhibition type match on Sunday when there's that big gap before the finals where there's like 2 or 3 hours where all the teams, the pro teams that don't make it, they can, and it could change every event, but they get to submit 2 or 3 players and you basically play an all-star match. It's just an exhibition match before the finals for any of the guys on the pro teams that didn't make it, they want to play basically. Mm-hmm. Obviously, you know, you could, however you want to split that up, like it could be you have to submit guys before the event and those are the guys that play, but I know a lot of times people like either go home or just don't want to play if they didn't make it, but I think that's something that would be pretty cool to do for viewership and just to kind of like something that alleviates some of that pressure and guys can go out there and just showcase some of, you know, the highlights of like why those guys are on, you know, these pro teams and you know, be something interesting to see if, you know, it's like hard to do that with everything they're trying to do, but.
No, man, I like that. If they would do that, Iconic would help sponsor that and put money towards first prize for that. I think that'd be fun to watch.
Yeah, we've all tried to get like we've all petitioned to get like some sort of cool exhibition game. Whether it was we wanted to do the red zone. Yeah. Remember we were like, let's get 1 or 2 pro players from each team. Get like a 10-on-10 or whatever 20-on-20 red zone drill on the Dorito side. Thought that would be great. That was like a BKI drill that we do a lot, and that would be a sweet fun thing to do. Yeah. And it's just it's a time and money kind of thing, right? We need to pay refs. We need to find time in the schedule. But you add that extra day onto World Cup, and it begins. And now, especially even so with how they're doing it now with the semifinals and quarterfinals are now not split deck any longer. There's a little bit of wiggle room now in that Sunday.
Sure.
Callie was saying if we did it the way we're saying, you could have the bottom pro teams afterwards play the top semi-pro teams to see if the semi-pro team can actually move up. I think the semi-pro teams would be more reluctant to do that though. At the end, because they're like, "Oh, come on, please! We just played this whole season. Like we made it. I'm gonna take my playoff berth next year rather than letting it all ride." But I do like that.
Yeah.
you should allow all pro teams that are being relegated to be able to challenge the semi-pro team.
Yeah.
So basically, if I beat you, I get my spot. If you beat us, you get my spot in like 10 grand. Remember we were talking about this? Like you have to put up some cash in like a competition to see if someone will get it, get the spot in that relegation round.
Do we add Alex in here?
That sounds like super cool. I would definitely want to play in that. Like that sounds awesome.
So basically, imagine this. All right, the newbies, end of World Cup. You guys are first place semi-pro, and I don't know who AC Diesel is or DMG, right? Is there, and they're in the last place round. Not saying that those are the teams that'll do it. Could be X Factor even. Sorry, Meter. And they go, all right, Quinn, you got two options here. You can play, but they're gonna pay basically. If you win, they have to pay you and take the spot. But if they lose, you take their spot, or something along those lines. We have to really hash that out. There'd be like an opportunity for you to win and take their money, or you'd have like win and pay them or something. You know what I mean?
I mean, I feel like that would be a no-brainer to do that because I feel like probability has a good chance. You can either just win, take the money, and get the spot, or you can win, take the spot, and just sell the spot immediately back to that team if you wanted to. I'm sure you could convince them to buy it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But I don't know. I mean, I think it makes sense because, I mean, if you go through the whole season and you think you're hot shit in semi-pro and then you can't even beat the worst team in pro, do you really deserve to get a spot?
Right. I mean, that's kind of like that's where I think we're talking about a little bit is maybe make a game there. I just don't think there's enough time in the schedule. Not enough daylight. That's the problem. Not enough daylight for these little things.
I mean, they could just add another field, right? I mean, they added the premier field without much issue.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the logistics of it. I know that Tom does say that they set up and take down the world's largest paintball field 4 times a year. So, to me, yeah, just sticking a couple more poles in the ground and throw some nets up and fire up the bunkers and get some guys out there to rough it. Seems pretty easy to me.
We need a shooting range.
Yeah, that's true. We've actually asked this. We've asked for like a warm-up shooting range area, and they said that there's not enough space for that.
I've always wondered that. It seems kind of weird, especially for pro teams when you're going out for like, your first game on the first day. Like, you can't even shoot your gun, really, before the first buzzer sounds. I just thought that was kind of odd. Yeah,
I mean, that is, like, think of it as you're going to play Tom Brady or who was just in the Super Bowl? Jared Goff or something like that is going to, or no, the other guy, Matt Stafford. Is going to play in the Super Bowl, and they're like, there's no space for you to warm your arm up.
Yeah, you can only throw it 5 feet.
Yeah, you can throw it in this little hole 5 feet in front of you, and that's all you get.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, cool. Right? Like, oh, hey, good luck out there, buddy.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to run a route? There's no one's gonna be shooting or throwing a ball to you. You can just go sprint around next to those anthills. Like, come on.
I was just looking at it's wild. There's more semi-pro X-ball teams than there is D2 X-ball teams at that first event.
Yeah, D2 is always super weak because I feel like the teams that are really good in D3, they kind of think like, why waste another year in Division 2 and they just go all the way up. I mean, look at even like Marcelo's Team Wrecking Crew. I mean, I would find it hard to believe they don't just go to semi-pro next year with how good they are. But it's just kind of a weird division. I feel like a lot of the people that play it are like they just play it forever. Like they're in that division for just years on end.
Yeah. Chase made a good point. He said anything is a shooting range if you're brave enough. I mean, imagine just like that back area where the pits were in between our field and the premier field.
Yeah.
If we just started like just doing some breakout drills out there, just
Yeah.
out in the middle of the open with people warming
I
up.
mean, is there anyone even assigned to like paying attention to that they would yell at you? I mean, no one's ever tried it. How do we know you can't just do that?
Yeah, I mean, I know for a fact. Yeah. I mean, I know that someone's gonna come up and be like, dude, I feel like we've gotten in trouble for stupid stuff before. I mean, we've gotten in trouble for a lot of things. Yeah, goggles on, exactly. Let's just, everybody will get a bunch of JT goggles, those Dynasty JT goggles, and if you want to walk by us, you just have to put the goggles on and then just, put them in the goggle bin at the end. I feel like COVID's not a thing anymore, so people can share goggles these days. We're cruising at this point. We're cool. We're cruising at this point.
You get Alex on here too, or no?
Yeah, you got a couple more minutes, Quinn. We'll get Alex on the horn, and you guys can chat.
Yeah, one more thing I did want to go over is Thursday we're dropping our first line of clothing. So for some of the guys that have won iconic awards, we're kind of doing just a thing with them where we're going to do T-shirt and clothing lines for all of them, and then just push all the profit rate to those guys just to kind of help them make more money as they play through the year. I can give you a sneak peek of the finished designs if you guys want to see.
Yeah, if you want to send them to me, I can get them. I can even do like with the magic that I've got in my.
Give me a second. I can email them to you now.
Yeah, sweet. Yes, email or text them to me as long as they're not one of those HEICK hike files. Then I can pop them right up here on the screen because. Albeit the iPad doesn't seem very technologically advanced, we still got capabilities out here that will blow people's minds. Like picture in picture. What do we got there?
So I'm sending them over to you now.
All right.
I'm wearing one of them, which I think Marcelo was wearing his. This is Marcelo's signature series shirt.
Okay. And I'm gonna answer Tom's question here. Has anybody asked what the deal is with all the false starts? And Callie actually kind of touched on it a little bit. So because the pro field was basically backed up to the premier field, if you started on what was the away side, so if you're looking at it from the grandstand, the left hand side, if you're looking at it from the webcast, the right hand side, their buzzer sounded the exact same as ours.
Yes,
it was like it was silly, you know. You like, come on, just change the sound of the horn.
Yeah,
like maybe honk, you know. Like, I don't care what it sounds like.
Yeah.
Get Todd Martinez's voice or one of the Lux Experience voices. You know, like go.
Dude, I was counting through the first couple matches I was watching. There was like 11 false starts through like the first 4 matches.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I've been checking out Verbal's. I've seen like a handful of
his Mondays posts.
I was like, oh, Mikey's on there.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
I think Ryan Hall had one on there. Ooh. Axel had one.
I absolutely love Mike's just plowing into Marcelo, not caring, and just keep running.
Yeah. Just run him over. I don't know if you saw at World Cup last year when Marcelo and Tyler collided.
Oh yeah.
I think Marcelo said he was
a little dazed.
I think he had a concussion, he thought.
Oh man.
So he was running into everybody, man.
Yeah. So give me a little intro onto this shirt here. I'm pulling it up right now.
Which one?
Oh, you only sent me one.
It might have sent. Check the other email. The first one went through. It was a random. I don't know.
Well, it's okay. I got two. So I'm pulling up. I believe it's Billy's.
Yeah, Billy's is. I like Billy's.
Okay. What's your favorite before I get this on the screen here? Here we go.
The Dynasty Alternates.
Booyah! Oh wow, we got a lot of them on this one.
Came out.
All right, so here's Snake Gronk.
Billy running the seam routes through the middle, man. He's Snake Gronk.
There we go, Snake Gronk. Okay, we're getting Team of the Year pulled up here also.
And this is one of the only Dynasty alternate logos like done over the years. There's been a couple here, but they're very few and far between for alternate logos.
Okay, give me a second while I pull this one up here. I'm gonna here. Let me get off the Gronk. So the Gronk is Billy Bernaccia. I like that. I think it's kind of cool. I like Snake Gronk. That's a funny one. Because he did the matching barrel as well, correct?
Yeah, they sold those out like immediately at the first event.
Dang.
Yeah, everybody's. So this is the front of this shirt here. So and this is the one. We might have a little lag here for a second. So here's the Dynasty version that we were talking about, right? Are you seeing this, Quinn?
Yeah, man.
Oh yeah, man. So we've got that one right there. That's the front. The back is pretty cool as well. Let me jam this one on the back here. I like the back, even though we did have to change a couple of names on here. So here's the back of it. Team of the year, getting it done. Trying to pull up a couple more. And then,
who's the best player on the back of that shirt?
Marcelo. Coach Gamboa, actually.
I'm taking Skinny, man.
Skinny Kevin?
Who's Warman?
I saw Skinny win a 1v1 in 2002 Cup or 2001
No,
Cup
it's
against Todd Martinez.
It's H, but it looks...
Oh, yeah. So Tyler's on the back of the Team of the Year.
That might have been the old one.
Interesting. Thought we,
Well, he was on the roster for an event, but yeah, that was the first draft, I think.
That was the first draft. Okay, gotcha. All right, we're gonna pull up this Humble game. Who is
my guy Chris Shear, best
Oh,
Dorito Player
cool.
of the Year.
Dorito Player of the Year. Okay, Dorito Player of the Year. Icon shirt coming up right here. Humble to the game. I like that. That one's cool. That's a nice. Oh, I got that one up twice. It's a nice one. And then we've got the number 33. 1 second here. Number 33 coming up in a second. And then the headbands are pretty cool, man.
Wild technology you guys have now with the screen share. This is high end for you guys.
Look, we've had it, you know. And like I said, you know, you could have just put it up onto here, but you know, I want to make sure everybody gets like a little bit of taste of the future, right? We just we want to have you know, just a slight taste here and there, just, you know, so you know what you're missing here, out there. I don't know what that comment's all about. Ian, can you be a little bit more clear? So here's the Marcelo Margot icon number 33. Is it a one side? And it's actually these look like nice quality t-shirts also.
Yeah, they're super thick. I mean, they're nicer than a lot of my paintball shirts I have right now. I feel like they're thick enough you could like play in them with some, you know, elbow pads. You'd be good to go.
Yeah. I mean,
Nice.
I played in this Spick and Span shirt a couple times too. So you know,
I mean, they look good.
yeah, we got high end stuff all around. That's absolutely right. So.
And then the other shirt coming is actually being printed now. It's our Spick and Span iconic combo shirt.
Whoa.
Juicy!
There we go.
The juice is loose on that one.
Spick and Span getting some iconic love. There we go.
I'm going to make a bunch of extra and we'll have a premiere on your show and we'll give a bunch away.
There we
Nice.
go. Yeah, so that's exciting. I'm excited for that. I did see that bunny logo that we had there. Kyle's wearing one of his shirts. We gotta get you a full merch pack sent out to the Iconic Studios.
Yeah, man, I'm finishing up building my new office and studio now, so I can do some better production stuff. So I'll rock Spick and Span stuff all day.
Yeah,
This cool tie-dye one.
yeah, hell yeah. And I don't know.
I want like the original Kyle drawing one though, where it's like the fatter Kyle face. I just want a shirt with that on the front.
Yeah, no, we could just do his face.
I
on
think
the
we
front.
just have to keep the face like this.
Okay, you want me to pull the chisel, huh?
Yeah.
You want me to pull the chisel look?
Well, isn't it?
No, we got the new look here on the screen right now.
Well, no, that's still
No. This is the new face. I don't know. What do you guys
right there on there.
Yeah.
That's new.
Yeah. Let's
Oh.
go a little
Look
bit.
at that chisel.
Oh no, it's not.
No,
it's not.
I think that's what I'm saying. Like, I think it's just permanent now.
Okay. Well, yeah, I don't know. You know, we'll talk about it. I do think that James did say he did make some more dog tags. We got about 150 of them being shipped out to all the Super Mega Support Status members, and we'll give away a couple on the show today, and toss some into the other big one.
Speaking of giveaways too, so I don't forget. One, I'll give away something tonight, but two, also when we come out with those shirts on Thursday, I'm pulling a bunch of cool stuff out of my collection from over the years that we're gonna randomly give away to people who order them. I'm keeping secret all the cool stuff I'm pulling out, but we also have a signed Marcelo Margot World Cup jersey that he wore that we're going to be giving away as well to one person who buys.
Man, look at
that. What's the deal with the drop? Where's it going to happen? Is it happening on Iconic? Is it going on to an Instagram? How are you guys going to handle that drop?
We're going to do everything through XXV, the label's site. We're going to drop all those live on Thursday night.
Okay.
There is limited amounts of all of them. I have a feeling the Team of the Year one is going to go really quickly just because Dynasty stuff is awesome and people like Dynasty stuff.
Thanks, guys.
But yeah, and then, like I mentioned too, all the money from all of them is going directly to the players. So everyone who buys on you directly helping support, top level athletes get better training and all that kind of fun stuff or whatever they want to use the money for. I
appreciate that. Thank you very much. Yeah. We'll put it to good use. Maybe guys, we'll get everybody some Chipotle depending on how the sales go. Maybe we'll upgrade from a 1-star hotel next time. I'll talk to Eric Crandall about that. A little bit of I'm actually sad.
You deserve it now.
Because Eric is, he's not superstitious, but when we win an event, he always makes sure that we stay at the same hotel the year after, which is why in Vegas, we won in Vegas in 2015 or something, 2000 something. We stayed at the same hotel 2 years in a row. We're like, dude, stop.
Yeah.
Let's stay. We're so far away, and I think you stayed in that one place. It was there might have been some illegal activities going on in the parking lots. You're like, dude, come on.
Pool's green.
Yeah, and and so now I'm really afraid that we are gonna have to stay at this 1-star hotel next time we go to Florida for World Cup. Man. I don't know, man. But maybe with the help of Quinn and you guys out there buying the Dynasty shirts, we'll be able to get. And it was also a great first experience for Archie to be on the team. Welcome to the team, Arch.
Yeah.
There might be some cockroaches in your room. Yeah. So, all right, Quinn. What news do we got? Come on, let's hit us with something juicy. You got to know something.
Dude, there's nothing good right now. There's no good news.
I know. Everybody was so excited at the beginning of the season that we were just gonna keep pumping it.
Yeah.
Keep pumping it. No pickups, no injuries. Everybody's healthy. Everybody's having a good time. Paintball's in a great place.
Yeah, honestly, this year is going to be really good. I'm kind of hoping we don't see too many more roster changes because, for the first time this year in a while, it feels like at least through Event 1, there's actually some parity through the league. Mm-hmm. Obviously, again, you always have the heavy hitters, but I think, Kyle, you guys placing second right away, I think helped kind of change the landscape a bit as well, because I was not expecting you guys to just instantly be in the finals right away. I thought there was going to be some growing pains, but I'm hoping all the rosters kind of stay the same now because there's some really competitive teams. Hopefully Iron Man can get some more body stuff. But other than that, right.
Well, they should have Nick back.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they'll have Tregarth in. I don't know why he wasn't at the first event.
Tregarth?
He played WC this past weekend.
That character on Game of Thrones.
Is that Hunter's player?
Yeah.
Yes. He had a baby.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he just had a baby.
He's good too.
Had a baby.
Yeah. Oh, Brandon Cornell is injured.
Oh yeah, he did get an injury at the end.
Yeah, I mean, we after Friday we did beat Energy Elite, but we still struggled in that game. Mm-hmm. That I think was just kind of pulled out through talent. But against you guys too, we were, that Friday night meeting, we were kind of we got 50 things to address, and we can't cover them all in this meeting, and it wasn't looking good going in, but over the event, we turned it around.
It looks like Ben Challenger is also injured as well. Chad George, oh yeah, that's right. We need to get an update with Chad George. Chad had a really bad...
I just heard it was an ankle sprain. I don't think it's anything serious that's going to keep him out of the next event.
Jerry Caro from NYX?
Yeah, I mean, Jerry Caro hurt himself, but ankle injuries are some of the worst because the timetable for getting back from an ankle injury, it's already a pre-existing ankle injury. I remember talking to him about that. He said, he said he rolled it again. And I mean, it's not
You're
just
putting
a
pressure
roll.
on it, so you can't...
Yeah,
I got this little scratch on my knuckle. It's been taking a while to...
That's right.
Because I have to bend it.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't imagine ankle, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, and actually Yosh won't be there at the next minor event with us because Yosh is having a baby.
Oh, yeah.
April baby. So he's going to miss out on the event. But Blake Dum Thumb, Yarber will hopefully be back. He's got about this much movement in it. Right there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's big news in itself. Who the hell is beating Dynasty once Blake is back?
Yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't even playing. Look at that. But you might need him as an assistant coach.
He did a killer job as the assistant coach. He was there all day sitting in the grandstands. All morning.
Yeah.
Ryan, where are you going to play when Blake is back? Have you taken the role as center guy now and you're pushing him off that?
No way, dude. No way. I'm done. I'm done being the test the test dummy running up the middle. I pull that hat that trick out of my hat once a year, I guess. Every so often I'll jump up the middle, grab a golden barrel, and then head to the one of the sidelines. But I don't know. It's tough, right? We have a really good, extremely good roster with versatile players. So
Yeah.
It's kind of like, luckily we got Marcelo to take the lousiest spot on the field. He's kind of like adopted that role from Philly. He played the trash can, as they called it. And like anytime that there's a bounce shot that comes directly into you, that's where he's got to play.
Yeah.
So thankfully that's not my job anymore. But I just kind of play all around the field until we need a little bit of help there.
All right, my final question, and then I'm done.
Yeah.
What would the dummy line from Dynasty place overall in the season rankings if they were their own separate team?
First. You never know what they're gonna do. So let me get
what's the dummy line?
The dummy line. So
So
Skinny
I don't know
calls
exactly.
them the
I've been told the dummy line is Damian, Blake, Alex, Dalton, and I don't know who the fifth one is. But that's what I was told.
Arturo, and Mikey.
Arturo.
And
I mean,
Alex.
honestly, that
Alex
team
is
would
not on the
probably
dummy
be a
line.
finals team.
Eggs is not on the dum line.
He should be.
Yeah. I think it's Blake, Dalton, Mikey, Arturo, and Damian.
Ah, I got you.
Dude,
Alex isn't a dummy, but he likes to play the dummy. So
Yeah.
I liked his kicking
Kicking the pod in the middle
goal.
of the match.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, we're like, okay, what are we?
Or like when he was kissing his dog tags to me in the stands, and he
at
almost
3
got a
seconds.
false start. Alex said I played dumb on purpose. Now this might be a perfect time to get him on.
Yeah. We can do a quick little transition for you, Quinn. And you can get a little chat with Alex here. Hold on 1 second. We're gonna get this guy on the horn here, because it's easy now. It's easy now to add people these days with technology. I don't know if you can do this with like all the other stuff. Like, look at that, boom.
I need to get a
I
new
don't know
phone.
if I can accept all of this rapid change with you guys.
Oh no,
This is the same.
This is the same, man. This is the same Spick Span Show that everybody knows and loves. Let's see. Last night Alex was at a T-ball game. And let's see, big budget show. That's right, Callie. Big budget show. There he is.
What's up?
What's up, Alex?
Dude, Quinn.
Love this guy.
We're live, dude. Player of the year, move of the year. Right here, look. There it is,
Hell
dude.
yeah.
Right on my desk.
Yo, why didn't you wear your headband? You were probably excited to get a HORMESIS band.
Oh, where is it? It's up here, dude. Right by. Look at the one paintball trophy I have. You'll like this.
Oh, that one's great.
Love it.
The Commander's Cup. Right with my headband.
Love it. That might be the only HORMESIS headband you've gotten gifted so far, right? We're not even gifted. We're on.
Yeah,
This thing is all tarnished, but it's actually
Yeah,
silver.
look, I was gonna say it looks rusty.
that's a really cool trophy. It was
It's
rusty because it was in my
silver.
garage and they came in and stole it.
And it's got Commander Mo's face on it right there.
First person who can say the full name of who the Commander's Cup is named after gets a HORMESIS headband from me.
Oh
Dude,
wow.
what?
Here we go. Let's
Dude,
see.
you know it?
Nope.
Nope. Yeah, does anybody know what the we won that in Miami? I know there's for sure some people in there. So just so everybody knows, Quinn is going to be donating a headband to the first person. Booyah, Ryan Martin.
R. Martin.
187, baby. Maurice Gibb.
Did you get those headbands, Quinn?
I did not get them yet. I'm excited, though.
I'm going to track him right now.
Ryan, can you write that guy's name down?
Yeah, R. Martin. Also, that reminds me. So when you guys win stuff and you have an ambiguous screen name, we're also gonna need your address and your name, your full name. So I'm assuming Martin is his last name, but we've got to Penguin Dynasty if you win something. I don't really know what your name is.
Dude, it says it's gonna get delivered today, Tuesday, March 22nd.
I can go check. Sometimes the UPS guy comes here at 9 o'clock at night, so I'll go look.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, what are we talking about today?
You've been on the show
you've
the whole
been
time.
listening.
We see you. You've been listening to the whole thing, dude.
I tapped in right when you started talking about the shirts.
The dum
We were
dum.
talking about how effective stand sitting like an Asian person is.
Oh yeah. So for some reason, in the United States, when people sit on the ground, they just sit on their ass. But in Asia, they squat down, which is way better.
Harder on your knees though.
What about your ankles?
How about
You're
your
talking about ankles
anatomically,
injuries.
It's easy. You just kind of sit here.
Do you know a lot of people can't do that?
Really?
Yeah, a lot of people struggle to do that. By the way.
And you don't get dirty. Your bottom of your feet are the only thing touching the ground.
Yo, wait, Carl is in here? What? What's up, Carl?
Who is?
Carl Markowski.
yeah.
Me and him are about
Oh,
to drop
hot Carl.
something big
Hot
on
Carl.
Friday.
Whoa. Dude, I heard some rumor. You want a rumor? I heard some rumors.
All
Let's hear
right.
it, dude.
Nah, I can't tell you.
Come on.
But Carl's the man. That's all I have to say.
I
We
heard Carl
might
might
see
be
a-
playing soon.
No, there's no way.
That's what I heard.
Dude, if we
Quinn, drop the juice, man. Let's hear the juice. The juice is loose.
I
Let's
will
go, man.
say, if we weren't so stacked with people, I would definitely go after Carl.
He's good, and he's a good dude, man.
He was on my all-star team at the ICC last year. He was feasting.
Yep. He ran backwards into the snake.
Speaking of Carl, too, for Juice, one, he might be playing Chicago with us.
Yeah, there we go.
Huge. And two, we have another H2K gun coming out on Friday.
Dope.
Wait, what's an H2 what?
You didn't
It's
see
Carl's
the-
gun with the feathers on it.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
Yeah, we did an LV1 like a month or a 1.6 like a month ago, and we sold out in like 5 seconds, maybe not even.
Wow.
And we have another limited gun coming out on Friday that we'll put info out on.
Hey, Ryan, how'd your team do at the WC PPL?
We went
Last place.
1, and 2.
No, 1, 2, and 1.
No, what's the tie? Which one?
I think that's the middle one.
Oh, is it 1, 2, and 1 then?
Who out of all the pro coaches did the best?
Marcelo's team, I think.
Yes.
Oh yeah, he had the LTZ guys.
Yeah, LTZ guys, and he had that kid Ben Sloffer flew out and was dominating people, I guess, like winning
Yeah.
every match. I think.
But I guess you could say Blake, though, because Blake coached a premier team.
That's right.
And he's
Blake.
the only one that coached a premier team
That's true.
out of us.
I think
Mike-
that's kind of cool because like you got you guys and Tyler and Kyle. Did you coach a team?
Yeah, I love
So
coaching.
all you guys are kind of pitting against each other with the teams you're coaching, which is that's a challenge.
Well,
Yeah.
we were all actually all in different divisions. Mikey coached 4 different teams, all in the same camp, and they all had different bunker names.
No.
Yeah, so he's like, oh, dude, they all have different bunker names. So he learned all their stuff, and I was like, what if they play together? He's at the same time, and he's like, yeah, my other team's playing on that field right now. I don't know. I just got to choose who I think is going to do better.
He was out there Saturday, Sunday?
Yeah, Saturday,
Oh,
Sunday. Nick Laval was out there.
Yeah.
There were a lot of pro teams.
Rainey.
Rainey. Stanzak
Tyler
was there.
Harmon.
Yep, Tyler.
Yep.
Rainey was cussing at the refs.
When are we gonna get an Alex Frazee coach WC team? That's what I want to see.
It would be a disaster, Quinn.
Me and you will coach one.
It'd be a fun time, though.
We'll just be hanging out, eating tacos and pizza, and missing our games.
They had a
We'll have the
killer
most fun though. I promise
tacos
you
and
that.
pizza.
They did. I will say we Ryan and I, we went to go. I was like, hey, I need some food. And it took us about 45 minutes to walk about maybe a football field because
Yeah,
we stopped and
100 feet.
said hey to a bunch of people, but I forgot who I was talking to. Someone was like, why don't you guys say I'm hungry and you can't talk? I was like, that's
Yeah.
us. Like, we
I
gotta
was
say
like,
hi to
If I
everyone.
don't make it, I'm gonna pass out. But let's talk about those quesadillas.
Yeah,
Shout out.
they
to
got
Pop's
good food out
Toppings.
there. What does your hat say, Alex? Oh, look at that.
Key, the Hormesis key.
This is a homemade hat by one of our Champs Club members, Robert Robert, God, I'm blanking on his last name. Shaw. Robert Shaw.
What's
He's a
Hormesis?
He's a tattoo artist, and he actually, like, I think has, like, maybe his own sewing machine, just embroiders these himself. Hand done. So, pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
We were talking about the Dum Dum line. Are you on that, Alex?
Well, so I'm not on the Dum Dum line, but I could be considered a Dum Dum because I intentionally play like a Dum Dum sometimes.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. You're not a Dum Dum, but you act like a Dum Dum.
I know to play like a Dum Dum, so that's
Yeah.
why I'm not on the Dum Dum.
I heard,
I'm the leader of the smart guy line.
so I heard this conversation we were having against you. We were against you guys in the finals.
Yeah.
It was one of the long point where like Mouse. It ended up being Marcelo and I against Mouse.
Yeah.
Mouse ran out of the snake all the way around and like.
Yeah.
We shot him at the end there.
Yeah.
I hear this conversation going behind me. Hey, Dalton. Dude, I'm out of paint. I think I'm just going to go run him in the middle. I was like, no. Dalton's like, no, man, don't do that. Don't do that.
Well, no, I was yelling earlier in the point. I was like, I knew the point was going to go long, so I was like, hey, conserve your paint, boys. And then I was like, uh-oh, I'm out of paint.
but he said it super quietly, right? Because I'm in the middle and I could hear him. Hey, Dalton. I was like, dude, just stay alive back there. They're running out of paint too.
Dude, it would have been way better. Actually, yeah, it was good because it stretched the point, but I ended up getting shot like an idiot.
Guys, I'm gonna go cause a distraction.
Yeah.
Instead of just making the move on the guy, I ended up like engaging in a firefight with A-Rod, and he shot me. And then
Don't do that.
Instead of just bunkering him, which would have been easy because it was a 5-on-3.
Yeah, it was a 5-on-3. He's like,
Yeah.
I think I'm just gonna go run the middle.
Yeah, would you
Gunfight,
want to
A-Rod.
2-on-4, dude? That's
No, it was a
that's
5.
cake,
It was a
bro.
5-on-4. There was a guy on the Doritos side. It was either Kyle or I think Kyle was still alive on that side.
Dude, double laser, bro. No, Kyle was not alive.
Double laser maybe.
Hey man, I like it. Someone's got to keep that ruthless, aggressive style alive. You keep
Yeah,
doing
dude, look at you, Ryan. In the very last point, you went and bunkered A-Rod.
Oh yeah, you
For
gotta.
no reason, dude. No reason at all.
What are you talking about? We shot everybody.
Yeah.
I shot double laser. We shot double laser.
Stat padding.
That
Stat
was
stacking.
that.
That was
yeah,
stat stacking.
yeah.
I
Hey,
saw
he's
him
trying
in
to
the-
win
I think
player of
Archie
the
did
year
one of
this
those,
year.
too.
You gotta do it.
That's not gonna happen, dude. If I have anything to do with it,
You'll just start shooting Ryan every
Yeah,
point to keep it.
I will, dude. I'll take him down. If I can't have it, he can't have it.
I saw Marcelo saying our one-on-one was the best one-on-one he's ever played in his life. When
That
my
was a sick one-on-one.
when my gun was down.
Yeah, that was sick.
I felt so bad for you. I was like, dude, he didn't fill up his air. I didn't realize you actually had a.
No, the funniest part was
Because
when
I
I
was
was
watching, it's just such a weird problem the way it was manifesting. I was like, man, I've rarely seen a gun do what that gun's doing.
it shoots like one ball like decent speed, and then it was like the next ball was like 40
Yeah,
velocity.
you should have just went and bunkered him.
And then I heard you guys. When I was in the corner, and Marcelo and I were corner to corner, and I heard your guys' pit say. Someone was like, "Oh, both of their guns are down," and I was like, "Oh, tight, Marcelo's gun's down." And then I heard, "Ow!" and I just see J-Rap walk out of the snake, and I'm
Your
like,
guy,
"Oh my
yeah.
god!"
His gun wasn't down. He just couldn't get a ball out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yours. That was an interesting thing. It was funny because no one really knew. No one could tell.
Yeah. No one,
No one-
Marcelo
no one
or I
said-
couldn't.
yeah.
I couldn't tell Marcelo was out of pain. I thought he was just trying to burn the clock.
It was only second point.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was definitely a wild one-on-one. But if you were watching it pit side from both of our points of view, we're like, dude, go get him.
Yeah.
Like, and
Yeah.
you're like, hey, I'm down. And I think that who else? It was like I think maybe Mouse when he ran out of all of his paint and that fourth point or fifth point.
The point you were talking about where you ran around. Yeah.
He just was like, I gotta get off the field.
Yeah.
You know.
I'm just glad, dude, we didn't let Mouse manhandle us. I mean, I'm glad we won, of course, but like, yeah, you watched the infamous game and that other game against Level Up. Man, like he just went into that snake and just it was ugly.
Oh, Alex, here's a great question for you.
I see I see those videos like of Mouse dunking on somebody. I'm like, man, I'm like, man, I'm glad that wasn't me.
Like the one where I think the Revo guy like leaves the god to get into the snake and Mouse sees him
poor guy. I
and he
was
comes
watching
over
that live, and
top.
I was like,
Did you
and
see
the
that?
messed up part is Omara had that move like for like maybe 20 seconds before he actually ran, and he would have maybe got Mouse and lived, but then just come on.
Yeah.
Alex.
Sorry, Callie. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, bro. Yeah, no, that happens to the best of us, dude.
Hey, Alex, I got a good question for you. So MK here is asking, can you share a little backstory on the Vegas tournament back in 2011 when you wiped that loader hit?
Oh, yeah. Well, I'll share some backstory on that. Mouse didn't have his jersey, so I let him wear mine. And then slow motion camera guys on him, and he pulls off that move like this, the best wipe I've ever seen. I mean, like, in real time, you wouldn't even have seen it.
Is
Like,
that when it looks like dark out?
it was like he saw
he's,
the
like,
ball
running like
coming
this?
in,
Yeah.
knew it was
Yeah.
going to hit him in the loader, and, like, his hand was already on the way to wipe it, like, before the ball made contact. And so he wipes the loader hit, and it was the last tournament of the year. Ref comes up to me in the first tournament of the year, the next year, and he's like, "Hey, Fragey, nice wipe on that video." I'm like, "That wasn't me. It was Mouse wearing the jersey." He's like, "Yeah, sure." I got so many penalties.
I didn't
The
know
refs
that.
hated me after that.
Yeah.
And
I didn't know
like,
that part of the story.
Yeah.
Ugly, dude.
And then he invented Hormesis, and now the refs love him. It's been a long time coming.
I did.
Invented Hormesis, yeah.
I did.
I'm an inventor.
I don't know if Callie knows this, but in that one of those last points, we were all overshooting each other. But Callie, like, as he was out, he just stood by the corner of his pit and let us shoot him a bunch. And I see, as we're all shooting him, I see the ref that was like by that side over there just turn and stare right at me. So I stopped shooting, and then after the game, he's like, "I was very close to giving you a penalty once you started shooting me as well." Because he's like standing right next to Callie.
Yeah, bonus balling's cool. Just don't bonus ball refs.
Yeah.
I love Callie's move on J-Rap though. The pod dump on him.
Yeah.
That was sweet.
Yeah.
And you know those guys are buddies, so
Yeah.
that's makes it better.
Made for some good video footage.
For sure, that was great. Props to Callie on that. Was definitely a clutch move. And bonus balling. I mean, it was weird. Like when we played Revo, like I know those guys. I mean, if someone is watching this and you're on Revo, just confirm this for me. Before you played us, you made a group effort to make sure you bonus balled the shit out of us.
Oh my god.
Did they really?
Oh yeah.
I mean, I've never, like, it
I
doesn't
was getting
bother me. I
destroyed.
was just, like, walking out the field going, like, man, this is part of their game plan. Like,
Yeah. Oh yeah. Big time.
Wow.
yeah, and then the rest of the tournament wasn't bad at all compared to that. I mean,
Yeah, that was
you know, I look, bonus ball me all you want. If you're bonus balling, you're not in the game. So,
Yeah.
go ahead and do that. But it's just pretty funny.
I
Why
was-
does everyone always bonus ball Yosh so badly? I feel like he's so nice, and I just see him get punished.
I think
all the
it's
time.
it's like
He's the last guy,
accident. Yeah.
and it's fun to bonus ball nice guys.
You remember
Yeah,
that?
I was even watching the Thursday practice, and someone walked him off the field at a practice, and I'm like, what are people doing with this guy?
Alex,
Yeah, he's actually really not that nice of a guy.
do you remember that last year? I think it was 2019. I was on Ironman, and we were playing that one layout. I think you guys won, but A-Rod had bonus balled us in the middle, and then I went and got him. I bunkered him, and I shot him about 20 times. And then you were the last guy in the corner, and I just shot you once in the pack. And A-Rod's in front of you walking off with like 20 hits. You're like, thank you. It's like, yeah, I just wanted to get A-Rod.
Yeah, it's funny though. Like good players will be more demoralized with the one ball in the pack than they will be getting bonus balled. Like I want the respect of being like when I get bunkered, like make sure
Yeah,
Like if you come up and shoot me once in the pack, I'm like, oh, that was embarrassing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because it means like they knew they had you. They had enough time to go like, I don't need to put a lot of paint on this guy.
Dude, you got to get Callie on here.
Yeah. Maybe I'll get him on in the next show. Let's get him on next week. Callie, we're gonna wrap things up here in a little bit, but definitely love to have you right here on the screen. We can talk about the Pro DNA dry bags that we got. Those things are sick. I think they're just the regular bags, but
Yeah, I got mine right here. It's my everyday runner now.
The lunch pail. I was
They're really sick bags.
yeah. They're fully waterproof.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And I just got this too. Shout out to Thomas Taylor. Picked up one of these guys.
20 years in the snake, baby.
20 years in the snake. So, yeah, the infamous guy's doing a lot of good things. And we got some Cali Hormesis bands coming up, too, in the next couple weeks, so keep your ear to the ground on that.
Nice.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let's do it. All right, yeah, we'll definitely get Callie on the show for next week. Done deal. We'll put it in the notes right now next to all the winners right here. Speaking of winners, we got a ton of stuff to give away for that charity that we just did. So we'll get cracking on that here pretty soon.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. How much money did you guys raise?
We raised $3,000, $3,000 for charity.
Amazing.
So we're gonna figure out exactly where that's gonna go. I'm gonna give it. Usually, what we'll do is whoever wins the grand prize, who wins the gun, gets to choose where half the money goes to, and then James from Island Designs, who donated the gun, chooses the other one. And we'll give you guys a list of ideas and where things should go or could go if it were up to you guys. But Spick Span, man, helping people.
How about the 40-year-olds need another heli skiing trip charity?
Yeah. The Pray for Snow.
I like how in your guys' the speech at the end of the tournament, how you threw Vic right under the bus. He seemed very flustered that.
Happy 50th birthday,
Yeah,
Vic.
yeah. I'm not in the 40 club. You're by yourself in the 50s now.
Kyle, you did a good job in your speech too, man. You should go out for Toastmasters.
Thank you. That was the first time I've ever done that, actually. And all those guys were like, "You have to do it. You do it. You and Ryan do the show. You know how to talk." I was like, I didn't. But I was just telling Ryan, I was like, dang, we should have taken a picture after, with the trophy, and then you have the golden barrel. I was like, that would have been perfect, but forgot to do that.
Yeah, look, Brent Listofka mentioned that Robbie Goldsmith's PTG episode that was just released said that their plan for the Russian was to bonus ball the shit out of their guns, packs, loaders, etc. because they didn't have pit crew to wipe all of them off, and they're playing 5 guys. It's clever strategy. That was my strategy that one time I bonus balled Mouse, the one time I've ever bonus balled him. Yeah, just shot him in the arm a bunch. Totally just didn't really work the strategy.
I always think it's a bad idea to, if you're not the strongest team, to start overshooting a team that Revo overshooting you guys.
I always forget to bonus ball. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna bonus ball those guys because and then I get in the game and afterward I'm like, damn, I forgot to bonus ball them.
Yeah.
Some people, I think it makes them play better.
It's not something that's processing in my brain.
When I get overshot, then I'm like, okay,
what's happening in the game.
Yeah,
I'm hot. I'm ready to go when I get overshot. So
yeah, that's the truth. Some people, Rainey just loves to do it. He actually was bonus balling me, and I was walking on the sidelines, and I kind of did a little dance, and he was shooting me all the way out to the sidelines, and Mike Arena popped over the top of the snake and just gawked him.
Oh man,
dude, he had a nice bonus balling and kind of garbage time of our match, and he ran through. I think he bunkered somebody and then shot the last guy, and
Mike
he let him have it. That was nice.
I love bonus ball, dude. I'll do it to a fault. I'll lose a point to bonus ball.
Attaboy, Quinn.
And then that's the video that gets the most play. We won the match and everything, but then on the internet it's Rainey bunkering you 100 times.
Yeah. I win the golden barrel, the MVP. We win the tournament, but all people talk about is me bunkering the pod, which was actually our BKI drill that we taught. So,
dude, you got fooled.
I got fooled, dude. Everybody's like, "Oh, what about that?" I go, "Yeah, I'll bunker a pod every single point if we win the tournament."
I'm telling you exactly where he was, bro.
Yeah, but I can't trust you, dude. Out there, I play like a dum dum. I hear you over there, "Oh, I'm gonna go run him. I'm out of paint."
You guys don't know anything about paintball.
I don't know nothing about paintball.
So Quinn, what changes you guys make over there on your team? You said you had a streamline?
One player actually departed the team mid-event. It was chaos. The whole event went to shit because our pit was just god-awful the entire weekend. At all points, people were just pissed off at each other, whatever else. But we're 3 players lighter now. We actually have 2 different guys that I'm flying in for tryouts here in maybe 2 weeks. So, we'll kind of see how it goes. One of them was a former pro that didn't get picked up anywhere this past off season, so we're going to see how he works out. But,
okay.
Just slowly trying to make changes.
Somebody quit in the middle of the event?
Essentially, yeah.
What do you mean by
I've been so
essentially?
close to doing that so many times, bro. I just be like, fucking, I'm out of here.
Do we know this player?
Do you?
Yeah.
Maybe. He went to the Combine this past year.
No, the player that quit in the middle of the event, essentially.
Yeah, he went to the Combine this past year. I think you probably met him. It's not LJ, if that's what you're asking.
That's what I was asking. LJ won't be returning to the team for next event?
Correct. For now, I think so, just because we're kind of trying to go back, I guess, to the core guys that have kind of always worked and just going back to basics a little bit.
Andy, Weenus, what else you got?
I mean, the main core is like Andy, Weenus, Dom DeVivo, which I think is going to be a pro next year. I think someone's going to pick him up if we don't win a spot. Tyler's our snake player, but he's kind of on and off just because he's a New York cop and he's newer. We have a younger kid, Clark, that he was playing D3 last year, and he got brought up for this event to see how he did, and he just totally responded well to the level of play, and he did super well at the event. So the core guys look good. I mean, Andy and Ryan Rodriguez are the main guys that go back a decade with his team, and they're very, very good. So
Yeah, Andy's money.
he played for you guys for an event.
I know. He could have been he could be a pro guy. He just, likes his
Yeah, I
team,
mean,
I
that's
think.
kind of the thing with the roster right now. I mean, I think there's 3 guys on this team that could be on a pro roster now, but it's just everyone's always chose to stay together and try to win the spot. I mean,
Yeah, did you say Danny DeVito? I was looking at that too.
Danny DeVito?
No, it sounded
You said
like
that-
one of those guys. You said that
Yeah,
right
yeah.
after Weenus.
Dominic DeVito.
Oh, Dom DeVito.
It's Danny's son.
All right, guys, so I'm going to head
Yeah.
out, but one thing I want to answer, because 2 Dynasty guys are in here. This has been an ongoing chat through, multiple team chats I'm in.
Okay.
Is this guy in the past?
It might be. It kind of does look very similar.
Dude, you're a time traveler, bro.
Wow.
That's why I'm, fit in with you guys well. I'm just skinny.
What's going on here? Dude, bizarre
It's like that
world.
movie Adam Project.
But
Yeah.
when you look at those 2 pictures, you can realize why we call him skinny.
Yeah.
He's a skinny, fit man.
Yeah.
Well, not really fit, but.
All right, guys, I'm heading out. I gotta go to bed.
All right, thank you, Quinn.
All right, see you. I appreciate
Okay, go to bed.
having me on the show.
Okay.
Later.
9 o'clock, bro.
9 o'clock, dude. Get that rest. Get those
I'm up
seasons.
at, 3
Busy week,
o'clock
man.
every morning. I'm an early sleeper.
Busy week. Alrighty, thanks, Quinn. I appreciate that. And then I'll send you Mr. Martin's contact info if he sends it over to me.
Perfect. Can't
Awesome.
wait. Thanks.
All right. Well, awesome. Thank you very much, Quinn. Eggs, you can stick around for a little bit longer because we're about to spin some wheels here for the charity drive. I think you're good for one HORMESIS band for that.
Sure. I'll toss one in.
Killer.
Dude, whatever you need for the Spick Span Show, bro.
I know.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate that. We appreciate the love there.
Thank you for helping me with my after tournament speech. Also,
You're
giving
good,
me
dude.
tips down there.
Thank your sponsors. Thank your sponsors.
I didn't know how to close.
Yeah.
I was like, I think I covered everything.
Dude, we'll have you close the show today.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna be working on it. Everybody's learning here. So real quick, wrap up on the Champs Club. We had our intel session last night. We gave away a ton of stuff. About 10 different members all won these cool little headband cases. We got some Spick and Span ones also still in the garage.
Nice.
These are really cool, well done, well made. Jake Turner, Jonathan Azukar, Derek Weagle, who's in here right now. Also, Martin Mascio, Craig Baxter, Justin Coop, Alex Harvey, Blake Fukumoto, also Adrian Baldassa won a scintilla. 3 HORMESIS headbands were given away. Kenneth Parker, Wyatt Oliver, even though Wyatt is he's the ringer at the summer camp.
Mm-hmm.
Gabe Martinez, and then Cameron Clifford won a gold signed medal, cool playing card that Blake had, which is pretty cool. And then Marco DeJong won a Project PB long sleeve mock turtleneck. We should do long sleeve mock turtlenecks for the show. And then the Paintball Club members, Evan Lewis, Josh Healy, Matt Burke, and Catherine Wright all won prizes as well. So congratulations to everybody last night who was a winner, and congratulations to everybody who's in the Champions Club. Paintball Club members are not only going to get a really cool opportunity right now to win this prize here, which is the Force. Thank you, Alex, for not returning any of my text messages all day and letting me manually enter in every single person's name. That was pretty fun.
Finally got you.
He got back to me 15 minutes before the show going, I sent you an email back. I go, no, I redid the file. Can you do it? And he's like, oh. And then I get 2 emails like after the show already started. But yeah, so
after we already did it, you should have made him go through it. That's how you would have got him back. Made him go through it again.
No, because I actually did all the legwork. It just his email is attached to the account, so all I did was email the file to him. And he just needed to forward it to me. That's the only legwork he had to do. Yeah, thanks, Al. Anyway, so we've got a very, very robust, very large wheel here. What I'm gonna do? Do you have this thing right here? So I'm gonna spin it. You guys, what should we do? Should we do the gun as the first one or the gun as the last one? What do you guys think, real quick? Do we give the gun away on the first spin, or do I spin it like 3 or 4 times and then like, this is the gun as the next one? What do you guys think? What is everybody feeling? So just so everybody knows, we're giving away this signature series. Oh yeah, check these goggles out. By the way, these are my like 2004 original JTs.
Wow, did you find those or someone?
No,
sent them to you?
Stony from Planet Eclipse had these goggles this whole time.
Wow.
And he's like, dude, would you play in these things? And I was like, absolutely. So he had them like hand delivered at the event.
Wow.
Like, feel the foam. That's kind of one of the reasons it kind of peels off. I need new foam in this thing. And then the elasticity on this white band is completely toast. But I will be playing with those goggles very soon.
Jeez.
But yeah, you're going to get, courtesy of Island Designs and James, this 2021 Ryan Greenspan Signature Series Force, brand new in the box with the poster.
A lot of people were saying the last spin.
The last spin? Okay, so what I'm going to do is then I'll spin it 10 times, and on the 10th spin, we'll give it away. Oof.
So
the person who gets the first is probably going to be like in this chat going, damn it, I should have said the first one. So you're going to win this gun right here. And a lot of you are asking kind of how you guys even got entered to win. So we had raffle tickets for sale on dynastypaintball.com, and they sold out relatively quickly. But what we're also doing, or what I also did, was everybody who was joined the paintball club, the Dynasty Paintball Club, also got a free raffle ticket with that entry. So if you bought raffle tickets for $25, you got 3 entries, and then every member into the club got an entry as well.
So this wheel is just raffle ticket holders,
this is raffle tickets, and this is only for the raffle, not raffle and paintball club members.
Okay.
So everybody who's a paintball club member, some of you have multiple paintball club memberships, and you guys got 1 entry into there for each one of those as well. And so there is a very robust wheel. So if you have multiple entries, your name is in there multiple times.
So let's also too, if they have their name's already shown up, they can still win, right? They could win multiple prizes.
Well,
sure.
So what are you saying is, do I pull their name off when they win? Is that what you're asking?
I just think that you should.
So
make that clear.
everybody's name is in there. If you bought a raffle ticket off the website, your name is automatically in there 3 times. Some people, Derek Weagle and I believe Kevin Harker. Kevin Harker bought 10 entries, so $250 worth.
Yeah, that's my boy Kevin Harker and Derek Weagle.
So is that
Good
30?
seeing both you guys.
So his name's in there 30 times, and then Derek Weagle's in there 24.
I'm just saying, say if you win a prize on like the second spin, on the 10th spin, if the gun comes up and it picks your name, you get the gun, right?
Yeah, because
you
your name,
prize.
most everybody's in there multiple times.
Okay.
Yeah, because you bought everybody's entry got.
So what do you think? Do you think pull a name off when it hits them, or you just keep the wheel?
Yeah,
Alex?
I'll remove the name.
Okay. Yeah, because I guess if you have a raffle ticket and you win something, you turn the raffle ticket in.
Yeah, you turn your raffle ticket in. So yes. So okay, this is the way it's gonna go. So then the first thing that we're gonna give away is a headband. That's going as number 1. Then a Dynasty Halo. That's number 2. So I'm writing it down on this thing.
Okay.
Then we're gonna go the HK pack, because that's a pretty nice prize right there. Then let's go both of the JT hats. Alex, did you see these things?
I can't see it on my view.
Oh yeah, look at me.
Oh wow, where'd you get that?
Yeah, this was donated by Josh Garcia.
Is that vintage?
This is vintage. Look, it still has the Chula Vista address inside the label.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, this one's sick. So we're gonna be giving away these things for 4 and 5. 4 and 5. Then we've got. Let's go with the Gladstone jersey as 6. The JT band 7, 8, wallet 9, and then gun is number 10.
Look at that shirt.
What do you got? Spider Cup 20. Oh, so it's Spider Cup 2000. Oh yeah. And actually, we'll do a Hormesis goggle strap actually here instead of this this HK wallet.
I think I still have your Valken Cup jacket somewhere.
That's
Oh,
sweet.
yeah.
You can have it. It's all yours.
You already gave it to me.
Oh, okay.
That's why I have it.
Well, you called it mine.
Well, it has your name on it.
Oh, well, that's cool. I want it back.
Okay.
You can keep.
I
it.
can give it. I'll give it to
I want
you.
it back so my wife will make me throw it away.
I still want my my winnings for when I have that piece from that gun after 15 years.
I
Yeah.
already took it, bro. When you weren't on the other week.
Nope.
All right, here we go. So number 10, we've all agreed that the 10th place spin will get the mega prize. Okay, that's how we're gonna do it. That's what the people wanted. They wanted last, and I'm not doing it as last because after 10, I'm gonna spin the wheel another probably. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm gonna spin it another 10 times and send prizes out to those 10 winners. Those are kind of consolation prizes. So basically, I've got this Brent Listofka. Donated this sticker pack. This is cool. It matches the gun. You can peel off every single item in there as a sticker.
Nice.
These are
Dude,
pretty-
shout out to Brent. He was in the pit with us when we won it all.
That's right. Okay, so here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get a little air horn to pump everybody up, and let's go over to the second screen here. Line it up, and here we go, ladies and gentlemen, for the marbles. Okay. For the first marble, which is a Hormesis headband, is going to Stephen Robbins.
Let's go!
Mr. Stephen Robbins. Hopefully Stephen is here and he voted to do it at the end. Okay, Dynasty Halo, Sasha Zucker. Sasha is
Nice.
a paintball club member.
Have you picked out a charity yet?
No, we're gonna pick out two. So basically, the winner, Lawrence Reynolds, is getting the HK pack. The winner is gonna choose one half. Do you have a charity in mind? Number 4.
I mean, yeah, I know a bunch of great charities.
Logan
but-
Heath.
Heath.
If you have,
That's cool, man. Good job, guys, raising that money for charity. That's pretty cool.
Thank you. Yeah, I
and,
want to.
and thanks for everyone that contributed, even if you didn't win. You know, your dough is gonna go to help somebody who needs it.
Garrett Johnson. Who was that?
That was for the vintage JT hat. So Logan
Nice.
Heath and Garrett Johnson both won hats. Kaylin Chung is getting the
This.
yep. What's that? The Gladstone jersey.
Yep.
Nice. Yeah, Kellen. Nice. A lot of familiar names in here.
Yep.
I think Kellen's from Hawaii.
Okay, for the JT headband, Mr. Kevin Harker. There we go.
There you go. All those tickets paid off.
All right, the Octopus band. This one's kind of cool. I got this one as a gift. Traded a Lawrence Reynolds. Did a double up for Lawrence.
This is for number 9.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay,
Getting
number
close
1,
here.
the Hormesis goggle strap is going to Vilius Vilius. Vilius. Okay,
Zalekas.
here it is, everybody. The moment that you've been waiting for. This is for the gun right here.
The Lekis, dude. It's not that hard to say.
Sorry, dude. I'm also trying to write.
All right. Who's it gonna
All
be?
right, here it is for the gun. All the marbles. It is going to Derek Weagle.
Oh!
Dude, how
Dang.
many tickets did he buy?
He bought eight, so he had 24 in total.
Dang.
Dang,
Derek
at the
Weagle.
end.
It paid off, dude. The gambler.
Booyah!
The
Congrats.
roulette wheel.
Dude,
The roulette wheel. Big
huge,
sexy.
big
Let's
sexy.
go.
My man, look at
Big
that.
sexy. Got
Wow.
yourself a force.
Wow, Derek Weagle, shout out right here. Where'd it go? Dude.
Make sure you clean that thing. It's full of Ryan's gray hairs.
Congrats to Big Sexy.
It's always you always think about that, buying a bunch of tickets. I guess it pays off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Him and
Lawrence or
Lawrence.
Yeah.
Or sorry, Kevin. Kevin bought the most sets of tickets right here. Booyah. I got your address. So shout out to Island Designs. James literally donated this thing just so we could give it away for charity. So massive shout out to James. I really appreciate all the support that he does for the show and for everybody in paintball. If you guys are looking to get some merch or some shirts made for your team, get Island Designs. Hopefully Alex and HORMESIS haven't crammed up the printing lines like usual. Backed everything up. So congratulations, dude. That's awesome. So again, I've got a handful more prizes to give away as well. And I'm gonna be counting up like this little bag of goodies. And so check the mail because all Mega Support Status members will be getting their gifts in the mail. We got a big old pack over there of stuff.
Stephen Robbins said, "What HORMESIS band did he win?"
It'll be a special one from Alex.
All right.
And then
Surprise.
I believe, Sasha Zucker is going to be getting this Dynasty Halo. I'll sign this as well for you, and toss it your way. So yeah, congrats to everybody, and again, thank you all very much for the support as far as the charity. Derek, I'll speak with you and figure out who you'd like to donate the loot to, and if you need help, we'll find some. Yeah, Derek is the new Yantosh. Congrats. So yeah, all right, Kyle, take it from here, man.
I thought you had more spins.
Oh no, I'm gonna spin it on the side, just because
Okay,
that way you know.
We don't take
take up another
too
20
much
minutes.
from Derek's huge prize.
Yeah, we can't. Yeah, we don't want to cloud it. You know what I mean?
All right, we'll tune in next week. We're gonna be live from the Sky Rim. Thank you, Alex, for always being
Love you
amazing
guys
on the show.
Thanks for supporting, man. Good show. Look, 134 likes. Let's go.
We love all you guys. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.
You.
Spick Span Show.
När jag, du går iväg.
Cannot see.
Du går iväg.
Horizon's too high, it's dark on my side. I made my own clouds, flew by my pride. The ship falls away, night turns to day. Remember why? Fire consumes, ashes remain.
Du går iväg. Jag kan inte
Breathe, I can't see, I can't look in between.
andas när jag ser hur
Cannot breathe.